And if you've heard about it and wondered what exactly it is, it's a way that people share their healthcare bills. And these are people who have a common faith, who want to be part of something beautiful that not only meets their healthcare needs, but the needs of others too. And it's people who love to save money big time. MediShare members typically save $500 a month per family on their healthcare costs. That is a life changer for people. So this could be for you. Maybe it's what you've been looking for, a way to pay healthcare bills that's not only very smart financially, but it's even profound. MediShare is a nonprofit with 400,000 members nationwide who pray for and share with each other. So yes, you're not stuck. There's another way, and it could save you a lot. Hit *848 to find out how much you can save on your healthcare. Message and data rates may apply. That's *848.
Ah, the sounds of summer. And this is the sound of summer skin being scratched because of the itching and irritation of what the season can bring. You need the fast relief of Cortisone 10 Intensive Healing Anti-Itch Cream. Unlike regular lotions, Cortisone 10 relieves itch and irritation with 1% hydrocortisone, the strongest non-prescription itch medicine, plus 7 healing moisturizers. Cortisone 10 makes summer sound fun again. Cortisone 10. Feel the heal. Use as directed.
Every year, thousands overpay for a used car. They're left feeling disappointed, ashamed, and alone. Traditional pricing books only add to the confusion, offering only guesstimates and ranges. Carfax has a better way. When you search used cars at Carfax.com, you get the most accurate price based on the Carfax report. So you never have to overpay on a used car again. Start your used car search today at Carfax.com.
On this episode of the world's shortest sitcom by KFC. Like I always say, it's the inside that counts. Like what's inside my new KFC 10-piece chicken feast. It's 10 pieces of chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes, and 4 biscuits for $19.99. Get more meal for the family for under $20. That's what really matters. It's pretty incredible what chicken can teach you about life. Anyways, KFC, it's finger looking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Independent in thoughts and punk rock in life. It's the Chad Benson Show.
They broke out the big guest stars in the premiere.
I'm here to interview for the secretarial position.
But Hillary Clinton couldn't help Murphy Brown's ratings. Just 7.4 million people tuned into the revival on CBS Thursday night. By contrast, last year's return of Will and Grace grabbed more than 10 million viewers. And earlier this year, the return of Roseanne pulled in an astounding 18 million. Murphy Brown was actually CBS's least watched sitcom Thursday night, behind Mom, Young Sheldon, and The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Nobody wants to watch people who live in a make-believe world of DC, which at times is make-believe, as we've all seen in their crazy pantomimian theater that's going on, and this craziness. And they don't want to listen to somebody who's come back and said essentially the only reason I'm back is because of Trump, because like they feel they have a voice and that they should speak it. And you debut with Hillary Clinton, and you know your whole thought process. I will tell you that 5.5 to 6 million of those people were in New York and L.A. The rest of the country's like, and there's a reason Roseanne played well, right? Like I can watch a show. Even if I used to watch The Daily Show. I didn't agree with a lot of it, but I thought it was entertaining. I can watch a show like that. The way that they're playing this thing is I'm telling you, it wasn't going to work. Nobody wants to see it, and I'm telling you right now, I don't think the Connors is going to go over the way that people think. And I think to a person, quietly, they're probably like, without Roseanne, this isn't going to work. Without Roseanne, this isn't going to work. But hey, who are we, right? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You can tweet at us. Because I was telling, because I went and saw a movie last night. We'll touch on the movie a little while later. I'll give you my cheesy review of the movie that I went and saw. But it's like when I go to a movie, when I do something like this, because I deal with this stuff every day, right? Like, I just want to be entertained. I don't want to be browbeat with something. I don't want to do and I don't need any more realism in my life. I like to be entertained. And it's like people say, well, that's why I don't watch football anymore. Well, if that's your choice. I mean, I didn't watch it for the anthem anyway. I watched it for the playing. Right? Like, that's why I watched it. It's 2 or 3 hours of me not having to do anything. I watched the golf today. Why? Because it's 3 hours of me not having to do anything, as far as I can enjoy it and look at it for what it is. That's it. I look at it for what it is. Looking for the athleticism. I look at it for the entertainment value. I don't have to say, is this person who's hitting the ball or scoring a touchdown or who's acting? I don't care. They're playing the part. I don't care. I'm going to go see Venom. Jack and I are going to see Venom next week. I think it's next week. Like, I don't care. There is no politics in Venom as far as this Venom. What's he going to do? He's going to fight the bad people. There you go. Tom Hardy's Venom. There you go. But when you bring something like that with Murphy Brown, and I think what's his name is seeing it right now, Michael Moore, his movie is just he delivered a box office turd. I think he thought more people would be jazzed to see it, but there's only so much outrage to go around. Your outrage dollars have to go other places. 323-538-2423. Speaking of outrage dollars, I told Phil this, and then he started weeping for the country. Apple's bigger screens in their new iPhone are being slammed as being sexist. A sociology professor, Zainab Tufiki, teaches at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I probably said it wrong, and somehow I've culturally appropriated or have ruined somebody's life or whatever. Some people like bigger phones. Fine. Keep an alternative for the rest of us. I can't grow my hands any bigger. One iFan tweeted, please make a smaller phone. British journalist Caroline Criado Perez, or Criada, or whatever, I don't know. I'm sorry if I've messed it up. She said she suffered from a repetitive strain injury using the iPhone 6, which has a 4.7-inch widescreen because it was too large for her grip. But her symptoms went away when she switched to the budget-friendly iPhone SE, which has a 4-inch screen. These are the same people that are going to tell you it's about privilege, right? And when you tell me it's about privilege, like it's all about privilege, that is your privilege right there. Because anybody who's worried about the size of the iPhone screen and how it affects your life, you said it's everything that's right there tells me everything I need to know. This affects my life negatively because the screen is too big. That's your problem in life. Could you imagine that, Phil? Bill, I can't do this anymore. The screen in my $1,200 iPhone is just too amazing and large for my hands. I can't go on. You go on without me.
I'm still not watching a movie on my phone.
No. You know what? I say that. I haven't watched a movie, but I have watched I'll watch a YouTube video, or I've watched like a Family Guy episode or something, but I don't know if I could do a movie on my phone, a full movie. I could do like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, but even at that point in time, it's tough. I think I watched half of a World Cup game because I was traveling, but outside of that, which wasn't good because I was probably driving. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. You could tweet at us. So today, Jeff Flake decided, people like, he flaked on us. Two people tweeted me, one person texted me today and said that Jeff Flake is the enemy of the United States of America because he said that he wants to delay it a week, and he agreed to get it out of committee. And by get it out of committee, was get Kavanaugh out of committee onto the floor, with the caveat being that there is a 1-week investigation with parameters of you only can investigate the allegations of Blasey Ford, and that's it. So Blasey Ford's allegations will be investigated. And the insanity of it all is just on both sides, right? Like, because you can't win for losing, right? Like, listen to Senator Mazie Hirono.
I'm here standing with my colleagues because it's very clear that the Republicans will break every norm, every rule to get this
Yeah, every norm, every rule. That's it. They're breaking every norm, every rule. They're destroying everything. Even though they've done this, they've asked for this. They're now getting this. And it's still not enough, which is fine. But at least the American people can see the BS. And I tell you what, step back for a second, if you will, with the partisan red, blue, the whole 9 yards. If you're the Republicans and you play this right, not only are you going to get him onto the Supreme Court if he's not done anything, and I don't think he's done anything, although I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. But on top of this, you can play this partisanship into and this trial and this entire dog and pony circus that they.
It's time for Marion County High School football. Let's go.
Good evening and welcome to Leesburg, Florida, where we are at Leesburg High School. I'm Galen. You know what? I'm joined tonight by Pat McBride. And Pat, we've got two teams that have really been going in opposite directions. We got Vanguard, who's 4-0, against the Yellow Jackets, who are 0-4. But this is a big district game, and so as Coach Farmer will say in his interview, they're just 1-0.
Right, two proud schools, a lot of tradition at both of them, both in the same district, and like you said, district game, so it matters.
Yeah, this is an important game for a couple of reasons. One, let's see if the Vanguard offense can really click on all cylinders. Last week, they had 12 drop passes. Rucker gets a little bit better every week, but again, he's just a sophomore, first time ever playing quarterback, especially at the high school level, or really at any level since he was in the junior MSC-YFL. So tonight's going to be a night where we get the offense on track. Last week, they couldn't run the ball at all against that South Lake front seven because of the way they stacked the box. I expect Rucker to have a big game.
Right, they still took care of business just like they've done every week with going 5-0. And where are they ranked in the state now? Third?
Number 3, right there in the 6A classification, and it's kind of a weird night tonight, typical Florida evening, I guess. Football-wise, it's hot. It's almost into October. The Knights got here about 10 minutes before we went on the air, and they're on the field warming up. Leesburg's kind of taking a knee in the end zone, and they haven't started the clock yet. But I expect us to get on time, and we do have a Marion County officiating crew. I'm familiar with these guys from youth football. It's going to be a long night, Pat.
No, these guys traveled down here with us. Weather looked like it might be a factor, still might. To the east of us, over in Tavares, they had a pretty good large storm. I'm sure it's slowing any games up in that area. It was predicted to come this way, but so far we've been fortunate.
Yeah, so a couple of really good games tonight that involve the schools from Marion County, especially that North Marion East Side game. Hopefully we can get some updates from that game. That's going to be a big one. Anything else out there that really tickles your fancy, Pat?
Well, Trinity and South Sumter, we'll see what they're both about. Both have had mixed success. Trinity got off to a great start, won their first few games, then lost to Denellen last week. But you are right, that North Marion Eastside game is very intriguing. Both teams heading in a positive direction. Both have a lot of solid players, well coached. So it should be interesting between Alachua and Marion County. Yeah, but tonight it's Leesburg High School against Vanguard High School. Tradition, they've played a lot. These two teams know each other well. They're fairly familiar with one another, obviously, just being in one neighbor county down. But now that they're in the district together, adds a little salt, if you will, to this, a little salt and pepper and flavor to this rivalry. Yep, and second week in a row we're down in Lake County. And right here at Leesburg, a lot of tradition. Like I said, they've won 2 basketball state championships in a row, which is, awesome for them. And about 6 years ago they won. So they've got a lot of athletes here. They've got a lot of injuries, not dressing out more than 30 guys. It's about 27 at this time. And we talked to the quarterback's father, and he says he's banged up a bit. Yeah, he's got a bad ankle, and which has really limited him. And, of course, we're talking about the senior, A.J. Graham. He's 5'11", 175. He's thrown the ball 33 times for 460 yards with 2 TDs, but more importantly, 3 interceptions. And as you'll hear from Coach Farmer, they think a lot of this secondary. The Vanguard Knights secondary is as good as you will see. We've talked about the offensive line all year, about how they're one of the best in the state. Tonight's just going to be a game where let's see if Vanguard can really get on track early, get up, get that clock going, and let's get out of here early. Should be able to see a lot of different players get into the game tonight, too. A lot of guys that work hard all year. I know Coach Farmer wants to get in the freshman Steve Curry to get some reps. That's really important to him, and not necessarily for Curry to play quarterback, but more important for Rucker to get some reps at wide receiver, because he is a 4-star wide receiver. Right, and we've had the discussion before. What side of the ball has played better? Special teams has improved, but what has played better, offense or defense?
I think thus far, I think the defense for Vanguard has been really outstanding.
Stellar.
They're allowing less than 125 yards per game. Granted, the offensive score is getting almost 400 yards. Outstanding. That's mostly on the ground, not necessarily into the air.
We can almost count on one hand how many times we've seen them actually blitz this year.
Yeah, they haven't really had to. Now, that's important. You talked about injuries earlier and blitzing. They're going to be without Bryce Langston tonight. I don't think he's going to play much at all, and he's that standout sophomore defensive end. He's got a bit of a thigh bruise. He's not going to play. Also, Leonard Manuel, the big all-everything wide receiver who's just a junior, he's still fighting that ankle sprain, and Coach Farmer just wants him to rest one more week.
I think it's smart. He probably could play tonight if the game had a little bit more on the line. Plus, they have a bye week next week before a big showdown with Gainesville. Yeah, that Gainesville game's looming large on the schedule. It's really going to be their first true test. I think that North Marion test was a phenomenal game, and 2 weeks from now is going to be a big one at Booster Stadium. Yep, Gainesville's improved week after week, and they lost to Columbia in the first game, but every week they've gotten better under Coach Pat Miller. So we are live. I'm Galen. I'm joined with Pat McBride, and what we're going to do is we're going to step aside, take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Farmer, head coach of these 4-0, ranked third in the state Vanguard Knights. You are listening live to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Welcome back to high school football. You are listening to WOCA The Source. My name is Galen Unold, and I'm joined right now by the head coach of the Vanguard Knights, Coach Edwin Farmer. Coach Farmer, last week, your quarterback took a big step forward.
I was excited about the offense, just seeing Rucker come along and get better. That was all. That was important for us last week.
I see you guys are trying to keep him in the pocket more. Is that by design? Are you talking to him and say, hey, we know you can take it and run it. Stay in the pocket, throw the pass.
Oh, yeah, we want him to get comfortable. We did talk to him about those things. Coach Mullen and myself, we talked to him. Coach Robin Williams is the quarterback coach. Talked to him about some things, just getting comfortable back there, get where you can see the field, going through your progression and things like that. So he's been doing that, and I think that's once he developed that and that he has the running game, he got that pretty much figured out. We can tell, but just getting him get comfortable back there, that's the biggest thing.
Well, this week you're going against a Leesburg team. They're 0-4. They've kind of struggled this year. Is this a game that you have to worry about with your kids getting them hyped up, or is this team right now on autopilot and could take on anybody at any time?
Well, it's one of those things we look at as us we're 4-0. That's all well and good. That's great. But we're 1-0 in the district right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we only won one game in our book right now. We're 1-0. This game week 2 to us. The rest of it was just practice. So what's important right now is just win these district games. And tonight it's a district game. And I told our kids we're going to take this serious. It's business. It's a business trip. And, it's a must win. Getting our guys focused and getting ready to go and play and not play down to their level if they give us a level to play. But again, we're Vanguard and we come in and I haven't seen a team yet that didn't want to play football against us. Not even South Lake. They were ready to play. They changed the defense, did some good things, and they tried. They put forth a heck of an effort to try to stop them.
You talked about it earlier with the turnovers you guys are creating with the defensive side of the ball. How do you do that? Because that's something every coach wants, is to create turnovers. But you guys have been able to win that turnover margin by a large spread every week. How do you do that as a coach?
Again, I always take my hat out to the coaches that we have on staff here. Got to give it up to Coach Javon Jenkins, who's great, doing a heck of a job putting everything together. Coach Torrey Crockett, they do a good job working together, getting those guys ready. Coach Bennett, he does a heck of a job at linebacker, even though that's my favorite coach, linebacker, so I get down there and get in the mix with him a little bit too.
Coach Farmer, talk about Cozy Perry. He just had a great game last night for the Miami Hurricanes. Talk about what he means to this program.
Cozy he was special, and he showed it last night. The kid can play. He can definitely play. And,
they're a different team with him at quarterback.
Exciting, yeah. It looked like the fans and everyone else excited. I visited him this spring and went to a game, and you can tell that during that time. Heck, by the time I talked to him and let him go, it was like everyone there waiting for his autograph. But just nothing changed from Cozy. He was signing everyone autographs, just like here. He communicated with everybody. He didn't show anybody that he was just a different kid.
What impact does that have on your current team when you have somebody that's on the national stage who was here 2 years ago and he's just flourishing at the next level? Does that motivate your kids and say, is that a role model? Is that I can be there too?
Oh yeah, it's been that way, here at Vanguard. It goes back to the Dante Culpepper days, But right now we got a lot more kids in college,
Yeah, you sure.
And 2 years ago, you're right. It's just been that short of a time. And, we got Tyreek Gillespie, who's at Missouri. He's there. We got Glover Cook, who's committed to Missouri right now. We got O.J. Tucker, who's at Iowa State. My son, Ty Farmer, who's at UCF. Adrian Hope, who's starting for Furman. They don't stand out as much as Cozy because he's playing a different position. But we got guys all over the country. Kano Dillon, who's now in Oregon. Marquez Glover, who was just here last year at Kent State. Vontae Krim, who's at Western Kentucky.
I should have prepped you so you could have the whole list.
I can keep going, if you like me to. But we got some kids, we got some younger kids that's in JUCO, Debari Jenkins, Devin Edwards, who was at Iowa Wesleyan, Byron Hadley, and Iowa Central. Kids all over the place, and so it's a good problem to have. But I think the most thing about those kids, when all those kids come back, they come here to Vanguard, they stand up front, and they take a nice picture, and they represent Vanguard High School. They come out here and they play a 7-on-7 or whatever, and they compete. Nothing changed. Everybody loves the red, white, and blue. Or they'll text me or in the group text and Cozy and all of them. He actually texted me last night. I told him good luck and say, hey, red, white, and blue.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that helps with your recruiting. Let's be clear. A lot of these kids have aspirations to go to the next level. They get an opportunity to get a great education at some really premier schools, and having somebody that's high profile like Cozy, I covered Dante, and that puts a real spotlight on the whole program.
Oh yeah, it does. They're focused 10 times as more too. On Cozy was a kid that had great academics. You want to make sure you have your academics in line too. It's not just about playing football, academics, and that's one of the things we focus on first around here, academics.
Tonight you're playing against Leesburg, and then you have an off week. Any real plans? I know we're kind of jumping ahead, but any real plans for the off week?
Football practice.
Football practice.
Football practice. Things don't change around here.
Friday night,
we just don't have a game on Friday. We'll do something special for the kids on Thursday or Friday. But right now, we're focused on Leesburg. That's what we're going to keep our focus on. And then next week, we'll get into another week of practice.
Maybe mow the grass over at Booster because you get to go back there for a change.
Oh, man. I told Tor we're back at Booster's coming. We're going to be back, Knights fans. We'll be back at Vanguard High School. Well, we'll be back at Booster real soon.
Yeah.
Just patience.
Good luck tonight, Coach, and go Knights.
Go Knights, hey. Go Knights, red, white, and blue.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
It's time for Marion County High School football. Let's go.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where, Pat, it wouldn't be a nice summer night in Central Florida without a little bit of a rain delay. There is lightning in the area. So what they're going to do is they're going to delay the start by 15 minutes. And so that gives us a little more time to kind of preview this game. We apologize for the late start tonight, but kind of ran into our own little technical difficulties. At least we're inside now with all this lightning.
Right. We were inside. We were outside. We were inside. So we're back inside, and it makes a difference. Not under that hot Florida sun.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this offense, because let's be clear. If a lot of people expect Vanguard to go very deep into the state playoffs. You know, the regular season is just a preamble to when the real games start for a lot of people. I don't think Coach Farmer feels that way. Well, let's talk about this offense. Last week, you and I kind of looked at the game in two different ways. I felt that it was kind of the wide receivers with a lot of drops, and you kind of felt that Rucker was just a little bit off.
Yeah, some of the balls were overthrown, but when you went back and looked on the tape, what'd you find?
I found 10 drops. I talked to Coach Farmer. He found 12. And that's the difference. The way that South Lake team was playing 2 yards off the line of scrimmage with 7 men, that's the difference when that game getting really out of control really quickly.
Right, and so far, it's not that this offense has sputtered. It's almost like it hasn't got into the gear that we're expecting, where if you got 4 gears, we've hit second, we've hit third, we're waiting for fourth, and this might be the night.
You know, it's interesting. The last 3 games, Vanguard has scored on their first possession. And that may have a lot to do with the fact that they're really scripting their early plays. And maybe Rucker is more comfortable throwing those balls.
And would you expect them to come out and establish the run behind that big herd?
Yeah, the offensive line is so good. It's been such a huge part of this team, and it's going to be. You know, they're laden with seniors. During the break, during the interview, Coach Farmer talked about all the kids in the last 2 or 3 years that have gone to the next level. You know, within Cozy Perry, really had a great game last night, Pat. That first half, he's such a spark, such an energy.
And the rest of the country got to see what we've seen around Ocala for many years, where he's just so athletic, so accurate. He just flicks his wrist, the ball goes 45 yards to the proper shoulder. He just had to learn the playbook and get used to the speed of college ball.
Yeah, and there you couldn't get a better quarterback coach than Mark Richt. I mean, you just look at the legacy of the quarterbacks that he's coached. It's pretty incredible. And he's really reading the defense as well. You know, he's doing a good job of looking to all the secondary and third situation wide receivers.
You are right, and Coach Rick seems to have that team heading in the right direction, and it's good to see. We love seeing those Florida teams do well.
Yeah, because they're not.
Because last year they were winning games by a couple points until they got to the end when they lost 3 straight games to finish their season. But they were peaking a little early. I believe they're going to be way improved. They might be the best football college team in Florida.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But
and the best is yet to come because, Nkozi's young.
He is. The future is bright for that young man. He did not redshirt last year.
Right?
No, I'm sorry, he did redshirt last year.
Correct.
And so he's a redshirt freshman. And so he's got a long, bright future. If you're a Cane fan, there's a lot to be excited about.
So just want to see him stay healthy and, get his reps in. And I think, he's going to show why Vanguard football is as good as it is.
And one thing I'll say this about Miami. My son's going to college next year, and we went and toured several schools within the state of Florida. I was shocked. First of all, how beautiful that campus is. That campus is breathtakingly gorgeous. But more importantly, there's only 10,000 students.
Right. People don't understand that. That's why you always see the stands are not as full. And there's so many different things to do down in Miami. They have the same problem in high school.
Yeah, I mean, they charter a bus basically, and even if they got every student there, it's not going to fill up the Orange Bowl or MetLife Field or whatever they're calling it down there now.
But is there anything cooler than what they invented last year, that turnover chain, and everybody's copied it in some form, but that original one is awesome.
I talked about that with Coach Farmer during the interview. We had you probably noticed, we had an issue with some of the audio. In the middle of the audio, it kind of cut off. But he loves the chain. He absolutely loves it. He thinks the kids love it. They talk about it. They talk about how they want that TO chain. And he thinks it's helped this secondary, especially, really create some turnovers.
Right. I think it's awesome. It's something positive for the defense, who doesn't get as much recognition because they don't score as many points. Maybe we got to come up with something with the offense. We'll give it some thought and get back with you on that.
Yeah, big play chain or something. But, right now we are in a weather delay because of lightning. The weather, it's actually gotten a lot cooler now, Pat. It was baking when we got here at about 5:30, but now it's cooled right down and nice little wind.
And we know some cooler weather's just around the corner. The mornings haven't been bad, and like you said, we got a little breeze. It's not as hot in here as it has been on some Friday nights, but we know some nicer weather's coming. We'll probably get even cooler because we expect Vanguard to go pretty long into this fall season.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, we are in a weather delay, and you haven't missed a thing if you're just joining us. I know you're expecting kickoff, but good news is we've already played the national anthem. They've already flipped the coin. So it's just a matter of when the players come back out on the field in 10 minutes. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to step aside and we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to kind of talk more about this Vanguard defense. And I've been extremely impressed by it. But right now, we'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Honey Baked Ham has a new tailgate pack special. For just $19.99, a half a pound of delicious Honey Baked Ham slices. A half a pound of smoked or roast turkey slices. 1 pound deli side. Choose from broccoli bacon bliss, loaded potato salad, etc. Plus 1 dozen King's Hawaiian rolls. How about doubling your order for $39.99? Call 352-861-0011. Or come to Honey Baked Ham of Ocala, 2709 Southwest 17th Avenue, Ocala. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Clap your hands, raise your voice, and feel your heart soar at Dollywood's Harvest Festival in Southern Gospel Jubilee, September 28th until November 3rd. You'll enjoy over 500 live performances free with admission, with favorites Gold City, Mark Lowry, The Isaacs, and so many more. Marvel at the artistry of true craftsmen and revel in all the rich colors of autumn in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is one fall celebration that is truly heaven sent. Get your tickets today at Dollywood.com.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
It's time for Marion County High School football. Let's go.
Welcome back to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source. I'm Galen Unold. I'm joined with Pat McBride. And before we go much further, I really want to thank our sponsors, Life South Community Blood Centers, Thank you, and please just give the gift of life and donate blood. Also, Legacy Team Sales. Pat, what do we got going on at Legacy Team Sales?
We always have something going on good, but we've got some really good news. Recently, we've signed an agreement with Cheney Brothers.
Yeah.
We're selling all kinds of stuff to the restaurants that they service, and they have tons of salesmen, and they're working with us, and we are happy to partner with them. They're one of the bigger employers in Marion County, $2 billion a year in sales. They're awesome.
Yeah, congratulations on that. I know you worked hard on it, and you still manage to get here every Friday night.
Yes. Don't want to miss the football.
No. Hey, you got to get your priorities straight.
Kick the weekend off.
That's right. Also, I want to thank Ocala Aviation, my man Dan Martone. If you want to learn to fly, you can do it right here in Ocala. Well, not here, but there in Ocala, right at the Ocala Airport. And Dan, maybe at halftime we'll kind of talk about some of the brand new remodeling that's going on down there at the airport.
Yeah, sounds good.
You want to talk about it now? I saw there was a huge article. You guys are doing some major remodeling down there. What's happening?
So they're actually rebuilding the old terminal where it was originally in the 60s. Then it became the car rental facility, and they opened up a slightly newer FBO. And now, again, it's time to go back, and they're going to knock down that portion and build a brand new FBO, which is a fixed base of operations or terminal, for lack of a better term.
Well, hopefully we get a major carrier in there, major airline, to really help everybody out in Central Florida.
Yeah, they're looking at that. They're looking at actually extending the runways, building an additional runway. We're having a lot more, as you know. Pence was here not too long ago in his airplane, and we've had Bush and Trump come in their airplane. So it's a large
well,
runway, and it can accommodate a nice size airplane.
Well, that's awesome news. Well, thank you, Cal Aviation. And, hey, maybe you could fly a commercial airplane right out of Ocala Airport. And, of course, I want to thank First Federal Bank. They're located on the corner of Silver Springs Boulevard and First Avenue. And look, here's the great thing about them is, first of all, they are large enough to matter, but more importantly, they're small enough to care. So it's a great place for you to take care of, whether it's your small business or maybe even your household, and really get some of the attention that you're not going to get from one of these larger corporate banks that seem to constantly need a buyout. All right, Pat, that kind of gets the niceties out of the way. We're still about 10 minutes before the kids come back out on the field. It's not raining. Field is in really good condition. You know, we walked it. Should be a good night of football once we get going.
Just like we said, two schools with rich in tradition and history for sure. But Leesburg's had a struggle this year. They haven't won a game yet, and they've been on the wrong side of some of those running clocks.
Yeah, it's interesting. Forest High School beat them, who's in the district. They've lost some not so close games either. So they lost to Citrus. It's a couple of rough. This is a rough season for the Yellow Jackets all the way around.
And as we said earlier, they are banged up a bit, and their quarterback is, he's going to get in there. He's gritty. He's a senior. He was a receiver last year, but his ankle has been bothering him all year, where he is anything but a dual threat. Has a problem running the ball, so he's just been hoping for a clean pocket. And that's A.J. Graham, number 9. We'll be seeing him tonight. He's a lefty.
Yeah, he's 5'11", 175. He's thrown 3 interceptions, and that kind of leads me into the secondary of this team. The secondary of the Vanguard defense is really special. They've got so many athletes out there, whether it's Desmond Daly or Tevin Williams. They are ball hawks, and when they get the ball, they like to score, as Desmond Daly showed last week.
And no knock on the linebackers. We keep looking, what's the strength of that defense, the defensive line or the secondary? And I think they both stepped up to the challenge, and it's almost like the Boston Red Sox with having 2 MVPs.
Hey, anytime you want to talk about the Red Sox, we can break it down.
They're going to steal votes from each other between Martinez and Mookie Betts.
As a Red Sox fan for my whole life, I'm scared to death. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, and for Bill Buckner to play first base, or Bucky Dent to all of a sudden show up, or maybe Aaron Boone.
You should be worried. You're the favorite.
Yeah, we've won 106 games. They're playing right now. I'm sure I'll check my phone at some point.
And there's so many good teams in that American League. The only thing I see your weakness is your bullpen. Yeah, well, that's, to be honest with you, that's everybody's weakness. But let's see how it shakes down. Let's see what happens. But they need to get that kid back from Gainesville, from Pujols.
Yeah, Pointer.
Andrew Miller.
Well, Andrew Miller. Well, they have two pitchers right now who played for the Gators, and that's Brian Johnson and Pointer. And both have made major, contributions to this team this year. So I can break down some Red Sox baseball. Alex Cora, manager of the year.
How about the evil empire?
Why do we have to? Who's having a good day?
You can't talk about the Red Sox and not talk about the Yankees. It's the best rivalry in sports.
I do think the Yankees are built for the postseason because they have pitchers who have done it before, and more importantly, they have some bats. And Yankee Stadium, their left field's like 285 feet. I mean, it's the shortest left field porch, and all those guys love to go away, go to the other way. Whether
David
it's
Price
Judge
looks like a Hall of Famer, except for at Yankee Stadium.
I have no trust whatsoever in David Price. Chris Sale's not pitching that great.
Well, he's been hurt, got the elbow problems.
Yeah, he pitched last night or the other night. He was only able to pitch it to about 93 miles an hour. Slider looked good, but, in order for him to be Chris Sale Cy Young Award winner, he needs to get in the 95, 97 range.
A lot of great baseball this weekend for those wild card spots, especially on the National League. And watch out for Cleveland and Milwaukee. I think they've got two of the best bullpens, and that usually does a lot in the playoffs.
How about that for a rain delay killer? But we're still just a couple of minutes for the Vanguard Knights to come on the field and the Leesburg Yellow Jackets to join them. But again, this secondary is special. And they're young, Pat. They're all sophomores and juniors.
I can't believe when the quarterback of the opposing team against Vanguard's defense actually has time and makes an awesome looking throw, that Vanguard defense is there. They're not out of place. They're stride for stride. And they've had their share of turnovers this year, too.
Yeah, it's again, the future is extremely bright for this Vanguard Knights. Next year, we'll talk about next year, but the only thing they're going to really lose is that offensive line. But again, Pat, this offensive line is, in my opinion, the best in the state. And that's, of course, Meriwether Lewis, Tanner Sims, Brock Roberson, Denver Matthews, and Antonio Smith. And I will tell you, I think they're going to try some things as far as their long snapper on special teams. Last week, Antonio Smith did the snapping, and he did snap 135 yards on the extra point. But Tanner Sims is going to get in there this week.
So, yeah, because they've had some over the head, some skipping in there. Special teams was definitely a problem the first couple of games, but overall it has straightened itself out, and we've seen the kicking game improve tremendously.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Logan Swift had a great night last week, except for some bad snaps. Other than that, he was really good. So it looks like the Knights are kind of making their way back onto the field. I see some of the big uglies coming through all the offensive linemen.
Not in any hurry, though.
No, I don't think they should be, because the Yellow Jackets are still back in the locker room. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and step aside and kind of pay some bills, and then when we come back, hopefully we'll be closer to kickoff. But you were listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Clap your hands, raise your voice, and feel your heart soar at Dollywood's Harvest Festival in Southern Gospel Jubilee, September 28th until November 3rd. You'll enjoy over 500 live performances free with admission with favorites Gold City, Mark Lowry, The Isaacs, and so many more. Marvel at the artistry of true craftsmen and revel in all the rich colors of autumn in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is one fall celebration that is truly heaven sent. Get your tickets today at Dollywood.com.
Tourists and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on Villages for Sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the Villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Give a special shout out to Penn Flooring. Thank you, Penn Flooring. They sponsor my morning segment that I do every morning on this station. You can listen to me rattle on about our community's blood supply at 8 o'clock every morning. Pat, I know you're a big fan of mine.
Yep, and a big fan of John Penn and his sons running that Penn Flooring.
Yeah.
They've been around for years right there on 17th Street. We're almost neighbors.
Yeah.
And there's not much he hasn't covered in Marion County.
Hey, so let's look at some of the other games this week. Let's talk about first, I think, the game of the week, which is North Marion and Eastside. Two really talented teams, and North Marion's been on a roll. Their only loss is to this Vanguard team.
And I believe when North Marion played Vanguard, it gave them a shot of confidence that, wow, we can play with the best around. And I think it spilled over, and hopefully it'll spill over tonight.
Yeah, I think their quarterback, that senior leadership that the quarterback's bringing, is really had an impact, a positive impact on that young team everywhere else. They also have a really good offensive line and a really good defensive line.
And that is a bit of a rival where, Hawthorne's a little closer, but Eastside and North Marion is not a long drive.
Not at all. Not at all. One is in the hood, though, Pat.
Yes.
Eastside is a fun place to play if you've never been there.
A lot of talent there, especially basketball. Coach Daniels, he's done a really good job. He got a good quarterback there. Daniels is in his third year. He seemed to turn it around last year. And right now, I would say they're probably the third best team in Alachua County behind Buchholz and Gainesville.
I think they're better than Buchholz.
I think they lost to them earlier this year.
Oh, that's right. They did.
About 8 or 10 points, close game.
Yeah, that quarterback's special. Yeah.
But a lot of good football with our neighbors to the north.
So, again, that game's being played at Citizens Field, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think there was a game last night with Gainesville and Forest
on that. Was.
Forest was on the wrong side of a running clock there where they gave up over 40 points.
Yeah, it's amazing. Gainesville and Marion County have so much in common. But, they used to both all share a field. And then as they built those new schools at New Forest, that kind of changed Booster Stadium. But Coach
Farmer's told us he loves playing at Booster Stadium. He said, it's not a away game. That's our home field.
He loves it. He doesn't ever want to move from Booster Stadium. And you know why? Because he gets his kids, they get on the bus, and they all show up on time.
Anybody who's coached knows kids love bus rides.
They don't even leave school,
right?
For a home game. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you're dealing with a bunch of 15, 16, 17-year-olds who, first of all, most of them rely on somebody else to get them there. And then, the second they leave the campus, you may not see them till Monday.
But how big is that game looming between Vanguard and Gainesville? Every week with each team, with another victory, that thing, is more than circled on this calendar.
Could be the district title. And that still does mean something in the rankings.
It's going to have a lot to do with seeding.
With that seeding, that may determine who goes on the road on that first round and who doesn't. Gainesville, I don't think, is ranked yet in the top 10. I don't even think they're getting votes yet, but they're a good football team.
And they're saying that, they're not getting any respect, considering their first game they lost to Columbia, who's probably the best team anywhere within 100 miles of us.
Yeah.
Didn't they beat IMG in the first game?
They sure did. Yeah, it was one of the IMG, I think, has like 7 teams.
But they've beaten everybody. Madison, all these big names.
They did beat Madison, and that should get Vanguard's attention because Madison is legit. Madison is playing who tonight? They got a county game.
Is it Dunellen?
Lake Weir? Is it Dunellen?
I think it might be Dunellen.
You've got the list there,
Yeah,
Pat.
so let's start going through that. Besides North Marion, we got OCA at Merritt Island Christian down there in Brevard County. Nice
That's going to be a tough game for a struggling OCA team.
Yes, I agree with that. And like we said, Forest played last night. Dunellen is at Madison County, and Madison County is history, a lot of tradition, unbelievable school. And last year, Dunellen was up late and should have won that game. Everybody knows that. So they're visiting them tonight. And Dunellen seemed to get it right last week, and Madison County's only loss is to Columbia.
Yeah, they're 4-1, and Dunellen 2-3. Who they're turning it around. They still have a good chance of making the playoffs. I like that team. Vanguard caught them when they were injured, and plus they're Class 3A. So. And
another local game in Marion County with two teams with a lot of tradition, history, is old South Sumter from Bushnell versus Trinity Catholic.
And last year, WOCA covered all of the Trinity Catholic games, and South Sumter was a game that, in my opinion, really started to turn around that whole season for Trinity. That second half, they took over and dominated. And I kind of expect that the same. Now that Coach Thomas has got his offense fully entrenched, they did lose last week, but I think they'll handle business against South Sumter. And they're still highly seated in that point system division that they're in.
And last week was Trinity Catholic's first loss after winning the first 4 games. They lost to Dunellen.
Big win for Dunellen.
But they put a couple scores late in the game on there.
Yeah, to make it close. But that was a big win for Dunellen. Dunellen really got some people healthy. And Dunellen historically has done a really good job against Trinity.
Yes.
It's just not a good matchup for Trinity.
No, and there was a little bit higher expectations for Dunellen. They've got a solid team. They've lost a lot of close games. Offense wasn't clicking. But it seems after the Vanguard game, I guess, any other game seem easier. Then we've got Groveland, who Southlake we saw last week, who was extremely well coached, saw a lot of different formations, lots of seniors, and they're taking on Lake Weir, which does have talent. Lake Weir's 3-2.
Yeah, 22 seniors on that team. This is a big game for Lake Weir. It is a district game. Lake Weir's got to win that football game, Pat. Plain and simple, they need to win.
Expect a lot of points, right? Where Lake Weir's pretty explosive, too.
Their quarterback for Lake Weir is special. He's just he's another level player.
And then last but not least, we've got Westport, who's been close in a lot of these games, taking on a powerhouse from Orlando in the district for them, Edgewater.
Brian Moyer, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and he's really been able to showcase that this year for Westport. He's throwing the ball, 40, 50 times a game. They're putting a lot of points on the board. No defense. It's basically get off the field as fast as possible so we can get that offense back out there.
Right, they're putting it up 50 times a game, and he's going to a lot of those Nike camps, the Peyton Manning camp, and Tennessee has offered him, which is big-time SEC Division I football.
Yeah, he's signed. From what I understand, that offer is done. So he'll be going to Rocky Top.
Knoxville, beautiful college town. Not many better college towns in the country. Maybe the big city of Boston. There's so many around there.
He was there at the Florida-Tennessee game last week, and he left. My understanding is he left wanting to go to Tennessee even more. He's the kind of a player that can be really, really special on the next level. His release, he's very, very accurate with the football, and he's a very athletic guy.
How much did you see him play as a youth because you're so involved with MCYFL?
I didn't see him play a lot in the MCYFL, but I saw him play a lot in 7-on-7. Was
he in that All-Star game?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's for seniors.
Yeah, that's for seniors. But I saw him play a lot of 7-on-7. Saw him play a lot at practice because the senior Wolfpack practices right after the varsity's coming off the field. And you know what I was most impressed with is here's a guy who's all everything. And he was at the end of last year. I think everybody knew he was that special player. But after every practice, he always took the time and worked with the senior Wolfpack's quarterback. He took the time. He's really close with Coach Cass and Steve Rim, who's the head coach. And but he always talked about, he goes, hey, when you're making this throw it here. And that's the kind of thing when you're an 8th grader and Brian Moyer's out there, that's a really big deal.
I think there's a lot of upside to the 7-on-7 where when it first became popular, there were especially a lot of, old school coaches that didn't want to play 7-on-7, didn't think it did too much good. But for a new quarterback and also just getting timing with the receivers, it's all positive thing. It's hot out there in the summer, but it's just fun to watch these kids because how athletic they are.
Oh, and it's amazing. I felt the same thing. I'm like, that's not really real football. But my son was involved in 7-on-7 last summer and a little bit this year, but then he focused on basketball. It's amazing how quickly it can change your outlook. All right, so it looks like we're going to play this football game, Pat.
They're lining up with very little notice.
Both teams are on the field, and it looks like Vanguard's going to kick off to Leesburg. And I'll be honest with you right now, Leesburg doesn't have a lot of contrast on their jerseys. It's going to be tough. They're wearing the gray and the orange.
Like
Pat.
Tennessee wears. They got that graphite gray and the orange and black letters. It's an Adidas uniform where Vanguard's decked out in a white jersey, Nike top, Nike bottom, in red with white trim.
Yeah, and Mark Brodkin's going to come in and do the kicking. We didn't see him last week, but maybe there's alternating. Back deep for Leesburg is going to be Franklin. And so he's going to be the deep man. Brodkin approaches the ball. He doesn't like the way it's teed up, so he's going to shift it over to the left hash, and they're going to move over to the pooch kick, Pat.
When we first saw him out there, that's what we were expecting. We've got a good-sized crowd. The weird thing is they're building some new bleachers on the other side, and there it is.
There's a pooch kick. It's going to bounce and fair caught at the 33-yard line. Not a very good pooch kick, more like a line drive. He had time to return that.
But I guess it served its purpose, no return.
Yeah, he just called the fair catch and kneeled on it. I think he had a chance to run a little bit.
So we get to see that stellar Vanguard defense right off the bat.
That's exactly right. I'm losing my plugs over here. So let's see what the Leesburg offense can do. They're led, and we talked about him in the pregame. A.J. Graham, the senior. You talked a little bit to his father tonight. He's on a little bit of a gimpy ankle, but Leesburg, there's lightning in the background. That's kind of a little fireworks show for us, Pat.
Yeah, hopefully it's just heat flashes.
So Graham is in the shotgun. He's got two wide outs each way. They're going to send a man in motion. He's going to roll out to his left, and he dives ahead for a loss of 2. Not sure what happened. I'm not sure what they were trying to do on that play, Pat.
Almost looked like Wildcat, but there wasn't anywhere to take that Wildcat.
Yeah, maybe a quarterback keeper of some kind, but Robinson was the man in motion. It was almost like okay, I don't know what to do at this point.
Right now, the defense for Vanguard, their line looks so much bigger than the offensive line for Leesburg.
Yeah, so here we are. We're second down, and we're going to call it 13. Graham for Leesburg's in the shotgun. They move from our left to our right. He drops back, fires to the left side, and it's caught at the 40. Brought down after a gain of about, we'll call it 8. And that'll set up 3rd and short. Big play there by the senior.
Good throw, good slant. There was pressure on the quarterback. Pocket was collapsing, but he made a nice clean throw, good catch.
So they're going to mark him down a little bit shy of what we thought. So it'll be 3rd down and 5.5. Big 3rd down here, 11:05 to go in the first quarter. You only missed about 50 seconds left 50 seconds of the game. Late start because of lightning, and it's booming all in the background, Pat.
I think that was a good call. I don't think the quarterback's going to have much more time than what we just saw.
Yeah, we're going to have 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom. The running back, Solomon, is to his right. He drops back, looks to the right, fires over the middle. He's got a man wide open at the 40. He's all the way at the 30. He's deep into Vanguard territory on that coverage. Great down there by the safety who bit. That's going to be all the way down to the 23-yard line. Big play there.
It looked like they were playing a zone or they were passing a man off on, from one defender to another, but he hit a seam, wide open, got behind the defense, and if it wasn't for Vanguard speed, that would have been 6.
A.J. Graham with a rocket to Chris Walton, 6'1", 160. He's already got two touchdowns on the season. Nice play there.
Defense is going to be tested early.
Again, we're going to go 3 wide outs, and Leesburg's like, we're going to throw the ball all over the place tonight. Graham drops back, he looks over the left side, he's getting pressured right up the middle, and he's sacked right there for an 8-yard loss by Purdy.
Right. Quarterback had time to throw, and nobody was open. Everybody was blanketed, so that was a coverage sack.
So Bryce Langston is playing tonight. I'm kind of shocked by that. I didn't think he was, but he had him on the outside, and then Purdy just came flush up the middle and
that pocket collapsed.
It's interesting. There's a little bit of a switch. They're putting Purdy and Bryce Langston on the same side, on the defensive right side, on the offensive left side.
How long before they figure out Graham's banged up?
2nd and 15, 2 wideouts each way. Pistol formation. He drops back. He looks to the left. He fires into the flats, and that's going to be picked off by Daly. He's going to take it all the way. He's at the 50, 40. He's got one man to beat. He's at the 20. Can he get there? He dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Vanguard. And Pat, just like that, the secondary comes alive.
They threw a deep out down the sideline. The receiver was open. The ball, it wasn't overthrown. The second defender and safety just jumped the route, and it was a foot race after that.
Desmond Daly with a huge 75-yard interception return. That's 2 weeks in a row, Pat.
Well, I guess the defense passed the test, huh?
Yeah, we knew they would. This secondary is special, and you know this, Pat. It came right after a sack.
And that's got to be the longest return of the year defensively, right?
I think it is. And now it looks
like about 80 yards.
Oh, they're going to say he was down. Oh, it wasn't a touchdown. They're going to mark it down at the 1. I thought he got in.
Unless they're going for 2, because the one official
it's not on the scoreboard.
Wow.
No, they're going to.
He outraced the officials. They couldn't have seen that. There wasn't anybody down there.
So Rucker comes into the game. Clark is the running back. He sets up to the left side. 2 wideouts each way. Clark's going to get the ball. He heads right up the field. That's a touchdown, Kimo Clark.
That would have been good from 7 or 8 yards out.
Yeah, that when the herd.
That's kind of strange. It looked like he scored. There was no official down there. They were trailing the play by 10, 15 yards.
I kind of called it before the game. I'm familiar with this officiating crew. I'm not surprised they made a bad call, put it that way. So 9:18 in the first quarter.
Supposed to get some home cooking. Come on.
9:18 left to go in the first quarter. The Knights lead 6-0.
Now we get the extra point.
Now Brodkin. Nope, is that Logan? The 12 and the 18.
12.
That's 12. That's Brodkin is going to come in and do the kicking. I guess they're going to rotate. Logan Swift did it last week. Tony Johnson's the holder. Antonio Smith gets the snap back there. Tony Johnson with the hold. Beautiful kick by Brodkin.
It's a scoreboard.
That was big time. So 7-0 Knights. Great start for the Vanguard defense.
No, that was fun. That was fun. Where the offense hasn't even been on the field except for one handoff, half a yard.
I don't know how they don't give that to Desmond, but that was.
Well, I guess we're right. They came out running.
Good call. Hey, I will tell you this. I'm never shocked after a quarterback gets sacked, and then he's in a 2nd and long or a 3rd and long situation, and then he comes right back and throws
a nice
pick.
ball. It was going right to his guy, but look at the safety jumped it.
Well, Desmond Bailey plays cornerback, and they had 2 wideouts over in that area, and he just read the quarterback. He was dropping back into that deeper coverage, and he read the quarterback and just picked it.
And I think if he didn't pick it, it was going to be batted down.
Yeah.
The coverage was there.
Yeah, that pass was not going to get completed to anybody but Desmond Bailey. All right, so now Brodkin's going to come back in and kick it off. Looks like he's going to try to kick it deep, and back there deep is Robinson for the Yellow Jackets. 7-0, 9:18 left to go, and the Lightning is all over the place. So I just heard over the radio they're going to call this game, but first the kick. It's picked up at the 10. He gets to the 20, and he's knocked down right at the 20. They're going to call it at the 21-yard line, and they're going to send everybody to the locker room because of lightning, I believe. They haven't yet. We're going to keep playing.
So on their return.
So they're going to mark that ball.
And they do
right
have those
20.
apps and meters that measure the lightning, and safety does matter, even if it throws off the flow of the game. It's just sometimes tough on the crowd because they don't have anywhere to go.
Sure. That's especially with a concrete bench. There's just not enough room to put them everywhere. So it's 1st and 10 from the 20. Leesburg's going to move from our left to our right. Graham is the quarterback. To his right is Solomon. Graham's going to throw it out to the left side. He makes a man miss in the little flanker screen, and he's going to gain about 3 yards there, Pat. That'll set up 2nd and 7.
Right. They got to get that ball out of their hands quick. Nice block on the outside. Picked up about 4 now.
Maybe 3. Ball sitting right at the 23-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down and 7. 8:47 left to go here in the first quarter. Vanguard with a great defensive play to start this game with I guess we'll call it a 74-yard interception return, just shy of the end zone. So now Leesburg's going to come out with 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 to each side. And now they're going to shift it to 2 wide receivers each way. Still 1 running back, and they haven't run the ball all game. They are putting the ball in the hands of A.J. Graham.
Yeah, I believe they're a little worried about running the ball, being outsized.
All right, so Graham's going to drop back. He's under pressure, fires the ball into the flats, and it's nearly picked off by Glover. Glover was looking at the end zone. That, my friends, would have been another touchdown.
Again, the receiver was open for a split second. He got his left hand on it, tried to hit it up to himself, and it just didn't work out. But once again, nothing but clean sailing if he catches that.
Check that. That was a linebacker, Howard, who just had the back out of the backfield and read that all day. And that was one of those lazy passes. Flag on the play, and they're going to call roughing the passer on Bryce Langston. Automatic first down.
15 yards.
That's brutal.
I didn't see the end of that.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball's going to move all the way out to the 37-yard line. Big penalty there, Pat. Instead of 3rd and long, it's 1st and 10. All right, so Graham's going to be in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He fires it over to the left side in the flats, and he's going to make a one-man miss, and he's going to be able to gain 3. Lucky for him, that was Robinson on the catch.
Well defended, and they're not going to be able to live the whole night on that wide receiver screen, but for now, it's picking up minimum yardage, and it's working.
Trying to get into those manageable downs. It's a safe throw. He was from the far hash. That was across the field throw, but Walt was able to make a man miss. So now we're at 2nd down and 6. 7:50 left to go in the first quarter. Knights lead 7-0. A.J. Graham is the quarterback. To his right is Solomon. Graham's going to drop back. He's under pressure, fires over the middle, and it's high, and it's interception by That's Thornton. Thornton's all the way to the 30. He makes one man miss, runs through another. He's inside the 10, all the way down to the 6-yard line. First down, Knights.
Midfield, the ball was overthrown, and he was just playing center field.
Yeah, not a good ball there by the senior quarterback, but a nice little catch and run by Darius Thornton. He's a wide receiver. And again, this secondary, you cannot afford a mistake because they will take it to the house.
Another short field.
This is good field position for the Knights. I'm pretty sure they're going to run the football again here.
Offense can't be tired yet.
Tevin Williams is the running back. Is Trevante Rucker. We haven't talked about him at all yet during the game. Somebody's on the sideline over there. We're going to have to see who that is for the Knights.
Yeah, it's the end of the play. Trying to throw a block.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Got a leg injury, right?
That's it. I don't want to know. I'm sorry. I don't want to say what it is. One of the defenders, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Knights. 2 wideouts each way. Rucker drops back. Now he gives it to Williams. Williams heads over the right side, and he's able to gain maybe 1.5 yards. That'll set up 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, a couple gifts from the defense to the offense, and the offense knocking on the door. They should be able to take care of business.
Trevante Rucker's in the shotgun. Williams is the back. They're going to fire it out to the flats, and that's Thornton, and Thornton gets inside the 5 all the way up to the 3, and that'll be 3rd down and goal.
Great defense by the defensive back where he fought off a block and made the tackle where the receiver would have walked in.
So 2 wideouts each way. Again, same formation. Rucker gets the snap. He's going to give it to Williams. Williams walks into the end zone untouched.
Huge hole, just like the first play.
13-0 Knights with 6:42 left to go in the first half, or in the first quarter. We haven't even gotten to the first water break, Pat. And this rain delay, this is the 4th one of the year for the Knights.
So
it's just another day at the
normal
office.
for Vanguard. They're used to it.
Yeah.
I think their buses even time it.
Well, I think they're paying for that bus by the hour. They want to get out of here as fast as possible.
We still have a good-sized crowd, and as we said, they're building new bleachers on one side so everybody sits on the same side. But there's plenty of room. Still a good-sized crowd for a Friday night.
It's one of those concrete benches that you see at Bellevue or Westport. They're difficult to walk up. Got to use the stairs. Brodkin's in for the extra point, and the kick is up. And this time he clears the scoreboard, Pat.
Yes. It's amazing how they're kicking to 25 yards further than he did from the first game.
Yeah, it's amazing the transformation that's gone on with this offense, with special teams has been amazing. Hey, we're at the water break, Pat, so we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We're going to be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA. the Source.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Welcome back to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source. I'm Galen, joined with Pat McBride. And Pat, we'd love to talk about the Vanguard offense, but it's really been the Vanguard defense that's really been accountable for the first 14 points of the game.
And it's not like it wasn't expected. The defense has been playing so well this year, but Leesburg in some ways is just overmatched.
Yeah, we talked about it during the break. They just don't have a lot of athletes on the sideline.
But
and they're way
Vanguard's
undersized.
doing what they're supposed to. When you're a good team, you come out and establish.
Yeah, they only have about 30 kids, and Vanguard's just got a lot more mass.
I think we've had more special team plays, extra points and kickoffs than we've had offense.
So now it looks like Logan Swift's back in the game now for the kickoff. He's going to kick a high pooch kick to the center of the field. That ball's going to bounce at the 18. It's picked up, and then he's going to head to the left side. He got the outside. He's got one man to beat. He's all the way out to the 40. He makes another man miss, and he's knocked down at the 48. At least he was able to slow him down because there was some speed on the field by Solomon.
Right. He started up the middle, took it to the outside, and containment was not there. Wasn't it the kicker almost having to make a play, slowed him up?
Yeah, Solomon's a running back / wide receiver. He's got 22 carries on the season for 174 yards, so he just showed a real burst of speed. That's a good shot in the arm for Leesburg.
Yep, good field position right at midfield, and they've been doing, trying to get rid of the ball quick with the quarterback, and it's worked some, but 2 interceptions early.
So the ball's going to set exactly at midfield. So Graham is going to be in the shotgun formation, 2 wideouts up to the top. They got a little H back there tonight. And there's a false start on Darius, or on Daly, who just was trying to jam the wide receiver. He just wanted to jam him too quickly.
Yes. Don't see that too often on offsides off the secondary.
It was literally right in front of the referee. He had no choice.
Right.
It could have been his cousin he would have had to call that one. All right, 1st and 5 now for Leesburg. Now the ball's on the Knight side of the 45. Second penalty on the Knights tonight. Shotgun formation for Graham. Behind him is going to be Solomon. They're going to run that H-back set again, 2 wideouts to the top. Now the H-back goes in motion, sets up in the slot. They're going to run an option to the right side, and Graham is going to keep it for a nice gain of 4. That'll set up 2nd down and short.
I think that was a Wildcat, a different quarterback in there, number 18.
Oh, sure was. Isaiah Bird.
And I wouldn't have noticed myself, except for, from the dad that Graham had a bad ankle.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what, these uniforms don't make it easy on us. So in there now at the quarterback position,
number 18
is Terrell Robinson.
Is that the freshman?
Yes, it is. Robinson's in the shotgun, 2 wideouts each way. Calls for the snap. He's going to give it to the running back, who's got enough for a 1st down and a little bit more, but not much. Gain of 2, but it's a 1st and 10.
So they're moving the sticks, the first couple plays here into Vanguard territory down to the 39, 1st and 10.
All right, the quarterback is going to be Haynes.
So in the run, it'll be 1st and 10.
So, don't see him on my roster. That bothers me. Oh, there it is. Tavian Haynes, he's a junior. He's still the quarterback, 2 wideouts each way. Running back is Solomon. He's going to get the carry over the right side, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tries to turn his legs, but he's going to be brought down right at the line. Good pursuit there by the linebackers.
Right. Plenty of Vanguard tacklers in there to clean up. He stood them up, drove them back. No hole.
Nice play there by the entire linebacking core. And also the defensive end, Andre Jones, playing the left side tonight.
Right, and it doesn't seem to be that Graham's injured. He's in front of us right here. So
maybe they just want a little change. Maybe they want a little more quickness back there in the backfield, but Haynes is going to stay in the game.
The mobility.
2 wideouts each way. Shotgun formation. Solomon's to his left. They're going to send Robinson in motion. And now Haynes is going to drop back. He's going to keep it over the left side. He makes a man miss. Spin move, gets all the way out to the 30, enough for a first down. And that'll be taken down at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Leesburg.
Right. Positive yardage. Made 2 men miss, a couple of little poor tackling there, which we haven't seen much this year of that. Wasn't sure if there was going to be a horse collar on that.
He did a good job of getting wrapped around. You know what they're doing is they're just kind of pinning with that. They're doing a crash block on the defensive end, and in the outside linebacker, they just have the outside edge. That's good fundamental football right there. Good play call. All right, same formation for the Leesburg Yellow Jackets as it's 1st and 10. Haynes is the back. They're going to send Robinson in motion. He sets up at the top. He's going to roll out to his left. He's pursued by Bryce Langston. Now he turns around, heads to the right, fires into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Overthrown because Daly was there, and he wanted that football.
Well covered, well covered.
Daly was closer to that ball than the wide receiver.
He wanted to go to his left, but he was met by a wall and had to run for his life. He was lucky to make the throw he did.
Bryce Langston's moving around well. I know he's got a thigh bruise. I can barely get off the couch without a thigh bruise. I don't know how I'd get off the couch with a thigh bruise.
Just going for dessert?
Yeah, that's right. Only if my wife wouldn't bring it to me, because she would yell at me. Get it yourself. 3 wideouts now to the top for Haynes. He's the quarterback, kind of running that wildcat. He drops back, fires over to the left side, and one hops. Not sure who that was to.
Right.
Not a good throw.
No, wasn't to anyone, and it was into double coverage, so that could have been a miscue.
The best thing that happened on that pass is it hit the ground.
Yes, quickly.
All right, 3rd and 10 now. 3:46 left to go in the first quarter. The Vanguard offense has had the ball twice inside the 10, and they've scored on both of them because of their defense. The defense needs to rise to the occasion here. They're going to set up 3 wideouts to the left side. Haynes is the quarterback, and somebody calls a timeout. Leesburg calls a timeout. Pat, good kind of a change here by the Leesburg offense, kind of just changing the flow of it with a new quarterback.
And that's what we're seeing every week, where teams kind of throw the kitchen sink at Vanguard, especially their defense. Just keep, trying to, whatever they can find that will work, because if you're going straight up, north-south, that's not going to work. So it's mostly misdirection, just trying to fool them and hope to gain some yards, break a tackle.
Yeah, the only way you have to scheme yards, and that's tough for a coach. A lot of times you want to put your best athlete, in the best position, but with this team, your athlete's not as good as Vanguard's athlete.
And Leesburg's been able to move the ball a little bit more than we expected, but this is where Vanguard's been tightening. Last time they did, got the interception, long run back, and here we are, 3rd and 10.
Big play here for the Vanguard defense. I know they want a shutout. They haven't had one in a while.
Right.
Have they had a shutout? I don't think they've had a shutout yet.
I think they've had a shutout when the first defense comes off.
Yes. All right, shotgun formation for the Yellow Jackets. 3 wideouts to the left. 1 running back. Haynes is going to keep it on a draw. He runs straight up the middle, tries to make a man miss, but he's going to be brought down well short of the first down. That'll be 4th down and 5.5. Interesting call. Again, they just don't trust Haynes to throw the ball.
Right, and we see why on the couple pass attempts that he did have. But he is elusive. He's making the first person miss, and that was a very good tackle. Hit him low, caught him by the ankles.
Well, the kicker for Leesburg is Matiguchi. Matayugi, but he's not coming out.
Doesn't matter because they're going for it.
3 wideouts to the top. He's going to make another quarterback draw. He kicks it out to the outside. He's over the 20. He's got enough for the first down and puts his shoulders down and gets inside the 10-yard line. Haynes is just going to run the football.
They're going to have to keep that containment because he's staying like he's going to stay in the pocket. As it collapses, he's been breaking it to the outside, and he's just faster than the pursuit.
Jordan Monroe is that left defensive end, and he just got pinned, and that just gave the whole sideline as the wide receivers were running go routes, and there was no help there to the short side. Good athletic play there by the quarterback, Haynes.
1st and goal.
Now we're going to have trip wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom, 1 running back for Haynes. He's going to drop back, and he's going to draw again, go right up the middle, and this time he's met by Purdy and company, including Monroe, and that's going to be 2nd down and from goal from 6.
Yes. I think Vanguard's are going to get keen that even when he drops back, he's really not going to throw. They're just going to have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, they're going to put a lot of pressure here on Nathan Leslie, who's the middle linebacker, as he just comes off the field.
Now they're going to for the spy.
Yeah, they're going to put Howard now in the linebacker position, middle linebacker. Let's see if they kind of bring a little bit of a blitz right up the middle. It's 2nd and goal from the 7. 1:58 left to go in the first quarter. Haynes drops back. He's looking to throw. He's under pressure, and he fires, and it was nearly picked off again by Markeem Glover this time, right at the goal line.
What percent do you think he had of making that pass?
0.
Right.
0.
That was covered both sides.
Yeah, I mean, Latrell Gordon was there, and the only reason he didn't pick it is because
they ran into each other.
Friendly fire there. But it'll be 3rd and goal now, ball at the 6. They're going to keep Haynes in the football game, and why not? He's got you here.
Expect a run, no?
They haven't handed the ball off to the running back but once.
Early.
Shotgun formation. They're going to send Robinson in motion there. He's going to get on the jet sweep, and he's tackled for a loss. Nice play there by the outside linebacker coming in and really making a good play. That was Bryce Edwards.
He was trying to cut it back inside because he knew he couldn't go outside, and he couldn't go inside either.
Yeah, Brian Edwards there on the tackle. He's a senior.
Field goal attempt.
Oh, so they're going to bring in the kicker. For once, I want a kicker's name that I can pronounce. Remember last week?
So it makes them good.
Oh, that was brutal. All right, this will be a 25-yard kick. There's a snap. Holds good. The kick is up, and it is pretty. Good kick. It's 14-3, and that will slow down the clock.
You got to give Leesburg credit. That was a nice drive, even though it started at midfield because of a nice kickoff return. They methodically moved it down in scoring position, got 1st and goal. Vanguard's defense did stiffen up, did not allow the touchdown, but the 3 points go on the board.
Well, and more importantly, now the Vanguard Knight offense, if you're a Leesburg Yellow Jacket, you got to be happy that they haven't even been really on the field yet.
Right.
You know, they've had 2 drives, both inside the 10. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. They've run, 4 plays.
But when given that short field, they took care of business.
Yeah, I mean, they turned the turnovers at this level will kill you.
They're doing good in the red zone.
And Vanguard's too good to give turnovers to allow them to get 14 easy points.
But Leesburg's showing a lot of fight, which is good to see.
Vanguard has gotten everybody's best game all year long. Not surprised that that's still happening. So back deep for the Knights is Tevin Williams.
57 seconds left in the first quarter.
And we know what Tevin Williams can do with the ball in his hands.
Right.
It's Tyron Williams, I'm sorry. It's Tyron Williams back deep. Tevin and Tyron. It's going to be a pooch kick. It's going to be caught at the 25, runs up the middle. He needs a block. He gets it. That's Tevin Williams. He's all the way out to the 50. He breaks a tackle and is brought down with a
late flag
at the 44 of Leesburg.
Great run back on the pooch kick. They thought they had it covered. He had blockers in front of him, took it to the right outside.
Yeah, Tevin Williams on the carry. I guess I was right at the first time, huh, Pat?
And there was only one man to beat.
Yeah, he was able to slow him up enough for everybody to catch up. This ball is going to come back, I guess, for a hold. And now they're going to mark it instead of 45-yard line of Leesburg. It's going to be Vanguard with the ball at their own 45.
Right, holding from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, where it was
Still
right
very
where the
good
tackle
field
was.
position though for this Vanguard offense. Let's see what they're going to do.
It'll be 1st and 10 Knights. 14-3 is our score with 47 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Rutgers going to be in the shotgun formation, 2 wideouts each way. Rackard goes in motion, sets up in the slot at the bottom. Rucker drops back, he surveys, throws out to his right, fires, and it's caught by Rackard for enough for a 12-yard gain. Nice play there by Rucker.
Yep, he led the receiver exactly like you should, right out in front. Fell right into the ball, good for 12 yards.
He was patient, Pat. That's,
He had tons of time. He just eventually rolled to his right, and the man was open.
Yeah, I cannot find where the Knights have given up a sack. So it's 1st and 10 now. Ball sits at the 44. They're going to give it to Williams. He heads over the right side, breaks a tackle, puts his head down. For a little man, he got some big man yardage there for a 5-yard gain.
I think that's going to be there all night. I believe the passing opportunities should be there all night.
All right, so this will be the last play of the quarter if they get it off. It's 2nd and 5. 14-3 Knights, 2 wide receivers each way. Rutgers going to give it to Williams, and there's a stoppage of the clock.
Illegal procedure, flag?
I didn't see a flag. I guess it is. There is a flag. Yep. That'll set up 2nd down and 10. I guess the wide receiver jumped. Didn't see it, Pat. Don't know if you did.
No, it was on the other side. It looked like it was the receiver, like you said.
The ball is directly in front of us as the Knights move from our right to our left. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter if you like defense. But we are going to step aside. We're going to be right back. You are listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Clap your hands, raise your voice, and feel your heart soar at Dollywood's Harvest Festival in Southern Gospel Jubilee, September 28th until November 3rd. You'll enjoy over 500 live performances free with admission, with favorites Gold City, Mark Lowry, The Isaacs, and so many more. Marvel at the artistry of true craftsmen and revel in all the rich colors of autumn in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is one fall celebration that is truly heaven sent. Get your tickets today at Dollywood.com.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where Leesburg is taking on the Vanguard Knights. Nice little rendition there by the band. Gotta like the enthusiasm of the band.
Big band, large band.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the clock operator to set 12 minutes on the game clock. And right now, this is a good opportunity for this Vanguard offense to get moving.
Well, they haven't gotten the rhythm yet because they've had the short field twice. So we're looking to see if they can establish something starting with this play here to start the second quarter. There we got it.
Now we've got 12 minutes on the clock, and so the white cap is going to call the game in play. 2nd down and 11 for the Knights after the 5-yard false start penalty. Johnson's in motion. He's going to go back and set back up in the slot. Rucker drops back, and there's going to be another flag. That's going to be a dead ball false start offense. Didn't see that. Did you see anything?
No, did not.
Same official, same call.
Still saying illegal procedure, so I don't know who they're calling it from, but it's on the other side of the field.
So now instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be 2nd and 15. Just the start of the second quarter. 2 wideouts each way. Rucker claps his hands, gets the snap, drops back. He's firing deep, intended for the Knights, but it's intercepted right there by Haynes, the new quarterback. Breakdown in communication there between Darius Thornton and Rucker.
It looked like the receiver slowed down and, didn't break off from his route, but definitely was not going full speed.
That was a miscommunication. Don't know if it was a bad read by who, but it was a bad read by someone.
Right, and the defensive player was in the perfect position to make the interception and just step out of bounds.
Yeah, Haynes been doing everything tonight. He's instant offense for this Leesburg team that's down 14-3. But now Graham is going to come back in the quarterback position. I guess they figure Haynes needs some water.
They're starting at their 18-yard line, the Leesburg 18, that is.
Where it'll be 1st and 10, 2 wideouts each way. Solomon's the running back. He hasn't touched the ball a lot tonight. Now they're going to run a toss sweep. They're going to run an option. Quarterback's nailed, but he does get it off to Robinson, who goes around the left side and gains 6 or 7. I was distracted by the huge
I thought the quarterback still had the ball. I didn't see him give it off to the reverse.
Oh, that was Monroe who came off of the edge and just drilled Graham as he was pitching that ball to Robinson. And Robinson was able to gain 6 on the play.
It looked like he gained about 26 as much as he ran.
Yeah, 2nd down and 4. They may want to try something else next time. All right, they're going to go 3 wideouts each way as the Leesburg Yellow Jackets work from our right to our left. Graham drops back. He's going to fire. He's under a lot of pressure. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. And they're going to throw 2 flags as Tevin Williams wanted that football, and he climbed the back of the wide receiver. The wide receiver had no chance of making that play, but
it was
still
overthrown on everybody on the field, so I'm kind of surprised they threw that flag.
That's just a little bit too eager by Williams on that, and not a well-thrown ball by Graham, but it did get the penalty. That'll be a first down. The ball's going to be moved all the way out to the 40-yard line. And I'll tell you what, the Leesburg band is bringing it.
They got some great uniforms, too.
All right, so here we are. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ball sits right at the 39 is where they're going to mark it. As the Leesburg Yellow Jackets move the football. And then Graham is going to, Haynes is back in the game. He's going to do a quarterback draw, and he's going to be pulled down from behind, but not before he gains 5 yards. This quarterback draw is working.
Yes. That's because he's so fast, elusive. It's not like there's huge holes there. It's all on the quarterback, but he is making it work.
Well, what's happening is Vanguard's running pretty big gaps as they run this typical 4-3. And what they're doing is they're running right behind the center and just gashing right up the middle.
Right, and it's not getting big chunks, but it's getting small chunks.
It's moving the chains.
Correct.
And so now Vanguard makes a little change. They bring Antonio Smith in as defensive tackle, kind of plugging up the middle. Haynes drops back. He's going to run to the right side, makes a hole, gets back to the line of scrimmage, spin move, gains 2. That'll set up 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.5.
Well defended. It looked like there was a good-sized hole there, but it closed very quickly. Awesome open field tackle, minimal gain.
Bryce Langston did a really nice job there, and he was joined by the linebacking core that we don't talk about a lot, but Brian Edwards was there to make that tackle.
This could be good for the Vanguard defense, staying on the field a little bit more and seeing all this misdirection.
Absolutely. 3 wideouts now to the top for Leesburg, 1 to the bottom. Shotgun formation for Grant. He calls a snap. There's going to be a blitz right up the middle, and he's nailed by Antonio Smith, Bryce Langston, Nathan Leslie, Monroe, me, you.
Who wasn't there?
Yeah.
And actually, that's how you stop that Wildcat. They filled the gaps before the gaps were there.
Linebacker blitz, and Leslie came right up the middle and was there as fast as the ball got back to Haynes in the backfield.
I think the whole defense had lunch back there.
So the Leesburg High School Yellow Jackets say, we have nothing to lose. We're going to go for it as the ball sits on their own 44-yard line. It's 4th and 5. They're going to go for it. 3 wideouts to the top. Haynes has not proven that he could throw the football yet. Now Leesburg's going to call timeout because Vanguard was basically in their base defense. They didn't adjust at all to those 3 wideouts to the top. They're going man on outside and keeping no safety and just bringing an extra man in the box.
So we'll see what Leesburg does when they come out of this timeout, if they're going to stay in that formation, go for it, or punt.
Well, it's 4th and 5.
I'm kind of surprised because they've hung around a lot longer than they probably expected. So you would think they'd make a longer field for Vanguard because the offense hasn't been clicking yet.
Yeah, there's been 3 turnovers in this game, 2 by Leesburg, 1 on the last possession by
all interceptions.
Vanguard. All interceptions. Could have been a couple more, too. While we have this chance, I really want to thank our sponsors, and that's Life South Community Blood Centers. Please give the gift of life, donate blood. The Ocala Airport. Hey, find out what's going on there. Go to their website at Ocala Aviation. Just Google it. First Federal Bank. They're right on the corner of First Avenue and Silver Springs Boulevard, right downtown, conveniently located. They're small enough to care, but big enough to matter. And, of course, Legacy Team Sales. 4th and 5, big play here. They're going to bring Haynes back in the shotgun formation, 3 wideouts, same formation. Vanguard's lined up and basically man on, and they're going to come up the middle. Haynes rolls out to his right. He's under pressure. He circles back. He tries to make a man miss. He does. He gets over the line of scrimmage. He's got enough for the first down, and he danced and pranced and gained 10 yards on the field.
Totally crazy. How many tackles did he get by? 4 or 5?
And those aren't your average dudes. Those are big-time athletes. And
it wasn't just one man missing at a time. They actually had 2 or 3 guys going to collapse on him.
He dropped back, kind of rolled out on kind of a lazy roll out to the right side, trying to make that one read throw. Had all kinds of pressure on him, and then circled dance, pirouetted, and ended up getting 10. It'll be 1st and 10 now. Ball sits at the Vanguard side of the 50. 2 wideouts each way for Haynes. He can't throw it, but he sure can run it. He calls for the snap, drops back, he looks, he's under a tremendous amount of pressure, makes a man miss, fires lazily out to the flats where it'll be incomplete. But again, real athleticism just to get that ball off.
I'm kind of surprised there's not a flag on that play the way he threw that ball. It wasn't like he was trying to throw it out of bounds. He just threw it straight in the ground. It should have been intentional grounding.
It's one hop the wide receiver. On the really good pressure was Monroe there.
He grabbed his jersey and did not let go.
And somehow Haynes was able to throw it as well as he did. It one-hopped his wide receiver. Had no chance of being completed. Guy was covered anyway. 2 wideouts each way to the Yellow Jackets. Solomon is the running back. Haynes drops back. He's under pressure again. They throw a screen. It's well read by the senior, Nathan Leslie, and he's brought down for no gain.
And he had blockers in front of him, but middle linebacker came in, lateral, sniffed that play right out, 1 yard gain.
That's good film study there. And also just knowing his responsibility of being the running back kind of leaked out and well read by the senior Leslie.
And this Leesburg quarterback is very elusive. I guess we'll have to get those Pahokee guys out chasing that rabbit.
That's a good call. Yeah, that's legendary, isn't it? 3rd down and 9 now for the Yellow Jackets. There's going to be a flag, some kind of whistle, delay of game on the Leesburg Yellow Jackets. That'll push him back 5 yards. And again, Haynes is just saying, well, then maybe that'll give me more room to run.
Right, 3rd and 14 from midfield.
Yeah, ball's now on the Leesburg side of the 50. It's kind of nice for us. It's right in front of us, Pat, the whole game.
Yes.
Not good for the field crew. Shotgun formation for Haynes. He rolls out to his left. He's under pressure by the defensive line. He makes 1 man miss, makes 2 man miss, and he's lucky to get 6 on the play. But he is so good.
He's electrifying. What year is he?
He is a senior, wow. I believe.
He's their whole offense tonight.
I mean, he is not throwing the ball. He's not handing the ball off. He did throw the little screen, and that was well read, but he's been everywhere tonight.
Once again, they're going it from the Vanguard 47. They have to get inside Vanguard's 40 for a 1st down.
Haynes is a junior. He's 5'8". Probably weighs about 160, maybe. 2 wideouts each way. Haynes is the back. He's going to drop back, rolls out to his right, is under pressure, breaks another tackle. He makes a man miss, and he's close to the 1st down, but he'll be about 3 yards short. Somehow, he should have lost 8 and ended up gaining 3. And he didn't beat an average Joe. He beat a Bryce Langston.
I think they picked him up and carried a couple yards before they put him down.
Wow. But it'll be 1st and 10 Knights. Good field position again for the Knights. Rucker's going to bring out his crew led by the herd. Let's see if they just stick to the ground here. They threw it a lot last time. Let's see if they run.
Only a 3-man front by Leesburg.
They're faking a blitz. Nobody's buying. Rucker checks at the line. 2 wideouts each way. Williams is the back. He sets up to the right.
Got to be a run inside.
They're going to see Rackard in motion. They're going to give it to Williams. He heads over the left side, gets a block, gains 4 as he was following Meriwether Lewis. That's a nice solid 4.5-yard gain, 2nd down and 6.
If Leesburg keeps incorporating this 3-man line, I expect Vanguard to run right at him.
7:19 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Scores 14-3 Knights.
3-man line, 4 linebackers. One of them.
They're going to fake the jet sweep. They're going to keep it as Rucker heads over the left side. He's got no one in front of him but green grass. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. 20-3 Knights.
52-yard touchdown. Fooled everybody, fooled us. We couldn't tell who had the ball. When we looked up, Rucker was on his way.
He faked that little, what they've been running all day. They faked the jet sweep, little wrinkle, and then he rolled out to the left side and was in broad daylight.
And when he rolled out, there was a blocker out there, but there was nobody from the block.
Great call there by the offensive coordinator. Man, he made a good, big-time call. Coached with him for a little bit with the Wolfpack last year.
Well,
that was a big-time play.
They've had a couple big-time plays on the interception return for 80-some yards, 52-yard run there, and we had another interception return that almost went back.
All right, so in to do the kicking is Brodkin. Let's see if he can put another point on the board for the Vanguard Knights. Band is loud. I love it. All right, here we go. There's the snap. Good hold by Johnson. Kick is a booming one. And that's 21-3, 6:58 left to go in the second quarter.
And we can't say enough about the special teams of Vanguard, how much we've seen improve since the Lakeland-Kathleen game, or the first game of the season. We understand you got to work through things, but there was a lot of miscues, but we haven't seen that lately.
You know, one thing I'm surprised of is the band is playing while Vanguard's got the football.
Or after they score.
Yeah, or, you know, they're playing while they're running a play. I didn't think
they didn't come out here to sit down and
no. And they are loud and proud, and I love it.
Great colors, the orange and black, the school colors, and they got some great feathers in that.
You don't sell band uniforms, do you?
No, we do not. We sell a lot of spirit wear to them because they practice too and get shorts and shirts and things of that nature.
Yeah, you guys do so much over there, and there's not a team within this, 100-mile radius that you don't touch somehow.
Exactly. There's so many sports in every school. There's some coach, looking to use us for something. It's all good. We love working with them, and it's all positive.
I know you guys do a lot for the Vanguard Knights. Hopefully you'll do something for the soccer team this year.
That's right.
If Milton will give me a good deal.
That's there. Everybody knows Milton Smith.
That's right. All right, so here we go. The crowd is loud, and it's all the band. I love it. And Brodkin's going to kick it deep. That's a good hanging kick. Picked up at the 5, and it's fumbled. Rolls out to the 7. He runs backwards. He's going to be tackled in the end zone. Is that a safety? Is that a safety?
On the 1-yard line.
They're going to give him forward progress. Oh, my gosh, not a smart decision there. The ball bounced, which is never good. And then he just had no choice.
He already touched it. So he had to pick it up inside the 5-yard line, run for his life, which wasn't very far. And they carried him into the end zone, but the forward progress was at the 1-yard line. So it's a long field, 99 yards.
Great kick by Brodkin. I'm going to call it 99 and like 3/4.
Yes.
That ball is almost touching the goal line.
They get to use their whole home field.
Yeah, that's right. They're right in front of their band, so the band will be very quiet as they move from our right to our left.
Vanguard defense is going to be licking their chops
in the first half. Yeah, I look for Bryce Langston and Purdy and Monroe to meet in the backfield here. Nathan Leslie fakes the blitz as a linebacker. That's going to be A.J. Graham back. He fires it out to the left side into the flats.
I'm shocked they're throwing that ball.
I don't think they can run it. They haven't. The only run they worked is a draw.
Right, the quarterback keeper, but that was a high snap, and that could have been dangerous.
They were just getting rid of it as quickly as he could. And again, A.J. Graham, starting quarterback, has that bad ankle.
So they get a second shot at this inside the 1.
I don't know if they want a second shot.
I want to see that play where they fill the gaps where the linebackers came in.
Yeah, Nathan Leslie, the senior linebacker, so smart up there. He's a captain of this defense. He's sneaking up to the line of scrimmage to stop the draw as Vanguard runs a 4-4 now. Man-to-man, no safety. They're bringing the house. Graham calls the snap. He drops back. He's under pressure. He fires it up. Intended for Robinson, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. That'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 99 and a half yards to go.
And it actually wasn't a bad thrown ball. It was just a little bit overthrown. The receiver was slightly open, and I was surprised he had time to get that off. Because Vanguard brought the house on that.
He was hit.
Yes.
He was hit.
He was hit into the goalpost.
Yeah, Monday.
He was so far back.
Absolutely. Monday when he's sitting in history class, I'm like, oh.
You think they're going to try to run this, give their punter a little room, no? They'll be punting from the parking lot.
You better not go for it. It'll be 28-3 really quick if they do.
He's going to be punting from Tavares.
Big play here. Is it Tavares that way?
That's where that storm was that way.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm horrible at weather and direction. All right, so Graham's going to throw it. He looks over the middle. He fires. He has a man. Comes back to the football, but it's incomplete. Good coverage there.
Good coverage. Receiver had a shot at it. It was knocked down. But I was kind of surprised because now they're going to have to punt out of their end zone from the half-yard line.
Yeah, good coverage there by the Knights. And so I guess they're going to bring in the punter, man-to-man coverage on the outside.
So if Vanguard doesn't block this punt, their field position should be incredible. It should be inside the 40.
Randall on the coverage. And now Williams is going to be back deep. He's going to stand at his own 34-yard line, Pat. Is that Graham in there for the kick?
Looks like it, and he's
a yard off of the goal line, but he's only 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They get good pressure. Not a bad kick considering the circumstances. It bounces at the 28, bounces backwards to the 26-yard line. Knights, again, great field position for Rucker and his herd.
Right, I was kind of surprised Vanguard didn't catch the ball, and that kind of backed off because he had a lot of room in front of him to run.
Yeah, he would have had to run a good 10 yards to catch that ball, and I think it just wanted to let it bounce. Thankfully for the Knights, it bounced backwards.
But once again, Vanguard has a short field starting from what that looks like more like their 27-yard line, no?
Yes, it's I guess they'll call that right at the 27, but we're at the water break. And I really want to thank our sponsors. We couldn't do this without, first of all, the Martone family and WOCA. Thank you for letting Pat and I do this. We love it. It's a lot of fun. It's been a great season so far. Life South Community Blood Centers, also thank you for letting me do this. Ocala Airport, learn to fly today. First Federal Bank, right at the corner of First Avenue and Silver Springs Boulevard. We're small enough to matter. We're small enough to care, big enough to matter. And, of course, Legacy Team Sports, and thank you, Seth, for letting your father come out here and run and play with us.
Just on the backside of it.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10, 2 wideouts each way. Williams, that's Clark in the backfield. They're going to send Tony Johnson in motion. Circles back. Rucker drops back. Fires over the middle and got it by Travis Isaac. He's going to walk in for another touchdown, 27-3 Knights.
I didn't know what defense they were playing. It almost looked like a zone. He caught it in between the seam there. Nobody within 5 yards, but it was almost like everybody froze on that.
Ran a little skinny post, and he split the safety, and there was no cornerback.
Yes.
Good throw by Rucker. Hey, and Travis Isaac caught the ball. Touchdown.
Yep. Ball was right in his hands. He comes down, almost looked around and thought, hey, nothing but clear sailing.
Yeah, we talked about during the North Marion game how North Marion was playing very disciplined football. So far, Leesburg hasn't followed that game plan. There's a good snap, and the kick by Bronkin is up, and this one clears the flagpoles, 28-3. As a Leesburg band, let them know about it.
That's amazing. They've been playing every time Vanguard scores. They've got to play sometime tonight because, the score is 28-3, 6:18 to go in the second quarter.
Just so we're clear, there's a running clock after there's a 35-point lead, and it'll remain that way. That was a good throw by Rucker. Drop back,
wide
let it
open.
develop, hit him right in the chest.
Perfect. And it was almost like the Leesburg defense froze for a second, which gave him, the seam to keep running after he caught it.
I think that's his first completed pass.
I think he was waiting to get hit. Didn't happen and saw that in front of him. Like, okay, I'll score.
This offensive line gives him all kinds of time, but I think that was his first pass.
Yes.
Was it?
I don't think it was his first, but his first big completion for
was
sure.
Was it first completion? Good play. He's looked sharp. Vanguard's offense has looked sharp.
Yes.
They've had incredible field position, which helps out.
And they get the ball to start the second half, but here we are, still in the second quarter.
Well, last time they got this, the Leesburg ended up with the ball on their own 1 yard line. There's the kick. It's another deep, high, great kick. This time it's caught at the 6. He's going to head up the middle. Needs to break a tackle. He does. That's Haynes. He's out to the 25, and he's knocked down at the 30. Good tackle there in the open field by Isaiah Hopkins.
Good coverage, good play on both sides of the ball. High kick. Return for about 26 yards. Good tackle. Everybody stayed in their lanes. So they'll start at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he got further than I thought. So now the Knights defense, which has been incredible tonight, comes back onto the field. The quarterback is going to be A.J. Graham. I'm surprised. I thought they would go back with Haynes because he's been able to move the football.
Right.
Graham's the thrower. They haven't run the ball but once tonight. Have the Yellow Jackets.
Just the Wildcat.
There's a drop. He's going to fire into the flats, and he's met immediately by Randall, and the sophomore lit him up.
You can only go to that wide receiver screen so many times, and that's what happened there. He fought the block off instantly. As soon as the ball was there, they were lucky to hold on.
Oh, I thought that was 22. That was 21 on the play. That was Tevin Williams. Great tackle there for a loss of 2.
But he jumped the block and hit the receiver as soon as the ball was there. No gain.
Just read
Actually a loss of 2.
Yeah, read the quarterback's eyes. All right, so A.J. Franklin, the senior, 5'11", 175, still the quarterback. 3 wideouts to the top, 1 to the bottom. He's going to drop back. He looks to his left, fires over the middle, and it's nearly picked off by Williams. Falls harmlessly, intended for Haynes.
Trying to hit him on a seam, but Vanguard collapsed on that, took that away, and the ball wasn't even close to being completed.
I'm surprised they're not even trying to give the ball to the running back and letting him run.
Right.
They are going to throw the ball 152 times tonight or run the Wildcat with Haynes. That seems to be the game plan. So let's see what they bring here on 3rd and long. Ball sits at the 28-yard line. 5:27 left to go here in the second quarter. 3 wideouts to the top. Franklin calls for it, drops back. The lefty looks, fires a little screen pass, but it's incomplete. And Bryce Langston puts a nice shot on him as he throws the ball.
He was open in the flat, but 3 Vanguard defenders were converging where there wouldn't have been minimum gain.
He would have needed to make a lot of men miss to make that happen. It was 3rd down and 13, and he needed all 13 if he would have caught the ball.
Are they going for it?
No, they got a punter in there. He just doesn't set up very deep. He only sets up about 12 yards off the ball. Can't read the number.
Number 6.
They got a stacked wide receivers to each side. This could be a fake, but it's not. He gets the kickoff. It's a Poochie kick. It's fielded at the 40. He's got hold. He's at the 40. He makes a man miss. His pop. That's Williams. And he gets all the way out to the 37-yard line. Again, great field position for the Knights.
Right. Had a full head of steam as he caught that ball and made it, 18 yards or so on the return.
Yeah, it's almost back to where the ball sat. So it's at the 38-yard line. So that'll go down as a net 10-yard kick. 10-yard change of possession.
Good field position for Vanguard. Surprised?
Not at all. Not tonight.
The gift that keeps giving.
Hey, one more score. 32-point lead. Right now the score's 28-3, 5:12 left to go. Rutgers going to come to the line, 2 wideouts each way. Williams is the running back. He sets up to the right side. Rutgers surveys. Sends Rackard back into a 2-back set. He drops back. He's going to give it to Rackard. Rackard heads over the right side. He's got a great block from the herd. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. Gets to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Rackard. Wow. What a run.
That was all Rackard. Once he got past the outside and made 2 men miss, they had him pinned on the sidelines. He drew it to one guy. After that, clear sailing.
Somebody's got to be in that hole. I mean, he made 3 or 4 men miss. I don't know if that's just great offensive line work.
Should be time for the band, no?
Yeah, let's see if the Knights go for 2 here. I doubt it. They're going to kick it and make it 35-3.
Oh, we're not going to get the band on that score. They're going down to get ready for halftime.
Yeah, they got halftime to go. They'll still be loud at halftime. Great band.
Yes.
All right, so Brodkin's going to come in and do the kicking again. He's really getting a workout tonight. And there's a great snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it's a beauty. 35-3 Knights.
So 5:03 go the second.
Pat, this offense, they've had great field position, and they've been able to do whatever they want whenever they want to do it. What do you think?
Well, it's about what we expected. Just got started a little bit later than we thought. The defense started by putting points on the board, and I think the route is on. And, Leesburg is just outmatched and outmanned. They put up a good fight, good effort, had some games, but they've been pinned back on the last 2 drives, and Vanguard's had a short field all night, and the big plays are there. We expected it, no?
They've been very crisp. They haven't had to go very far. One mistake by Rucker, who miscommunication between him and the wide receiver. He just overthrew it and got picked. But the defense has created 2 turnovers. Special teams has been special tonight. They've given their offense great field position, and Leesburg's offense horrible field position. And let's see what Brodkin does. He's been kicking it deep and has been very effective. So back deep now is Solomon and Haynes for Leesburg. Knights shuffle around their kick coverage. Brodkin waits for the whistle. He gets it. He's going to put his foot into it. It's another great, deep kick. This one's on the sideline. It's fumbled at the 11. He runs backwards again. He makes one tackle miss, 2 tackles miss, and then he's popped right at the 12-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10, Leesburg, in the shadow of their own goal line again.
Good coverage by the special teams once again. Receiver fumbled the ball, was able to dance around a couple defenders, but great coverage.
35-3 with 4:55 left to go here in the first half. What we expected from Vanguard's offense so far, the fact that they're putting points on the board, it's just been really easy pickings for them.
It's almost at will.
So they're going to bring out the defense. Tanner Sims is going to come in and play some defensive tackle. As I wish I could read those numbers. Looks like Haynes is going to be in the quarterback now. That'll bring Sims in, and also Purdy has set up a D tackle. Bryce Langston's on one side. So they're going to have 3 wideouts, 1 to the bottom. Haynes is the deep quarterback. He likes to run the ball. He drops back. He's going to do the draw, runs right up the middle, but Nathan Leslie with an incredible tackle in open field to stop him from a huge gain. He only gained maybe half a yard.
I think Vanguard's defense is getting used to this guy as elusive as he's been up until now. But I think they're starting to read what he's going to do.
So Tanner Sims will run off the field. He'll be replaced, and there's so much size up front and speed by Vanguard on that defensive front. Andre Jones is on one side of the defensive line, Bryce Langston on the other. Haynes is going to be the quarterback. Oh, check that. A.J. Graham is in. He's going to drop back, looks to throw, is under pressure, and he's going to be tackled for a loss by Purdy and Bryce Langston. And it looked like Purdy got rolled up on, and he is down, face down on the ground. Check that. That was Haynes, the quarterback. But what we're going to do is we're going to step aside for the injury timeout. You are listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where Leesburg Yellow Jackets trail the Vanguard Knights 35-3 with 3:59 left to go. Pat, you got any scores from around the league?
As of now, we got Trinity and South Sumter 0-0. That's the first one I've seen. We're checking for some others.
Anything from North Marion?
I have not seen. Here
That's a district game.
0-0 in the second quarter. So.
Defensive slugfest. All right, but here it's 35-3. They're going to send Graham back to pass. He's looking over the middle. He rolls out to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and makes a man miss. And that was actually Haynes. Haynes is a gifted runner. There's no doubt about it. Randall was teeing him up for a pop, and Haynes just stopped, and he went waving by. That was fun to watch.
He's incredible. He's been their whole offense tonight, and he's going to be tired by the end of this night.
Give him an ice bath. It's 4th and 5 now. Ball's going to sit right at the 27-yard line. And they're going to bring back in the punter. I cannot read his number. That gray on orange is so – I hate dark on dark. Pat, you're a uniform guy. You should not allow that to ever happen.
It looks good.
There should be a rule. It looks good from up close, but from up here, it's with the lights, you just can't read it. Vanguard's wearing white with red trim and red pants. There's a horrible kick. It's going to land at the 40, take a good bounce. It's going to be picked up by Williams. He heads up the middle. He fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Knights. But that'll be on the 35.
Almost Williams, like a planned play there.
Williams had a huge hole, but the ball was slapped at and popped out. That would have been 6 for Vanguard. But now they're just lucky to keep the football.
But once again, great field position, 35-yard line of Leesburg.
Vanguard's been able to do whatever they want on offense whenever they want it. Let's see if they can do anything. There's actually a sideline penalty. Is that a warning or just a warning? Sideline warning on Vanguard.
Got a score here. Second quarter, South Lake and Lake Weir, 7-7.
That's another great game. South Lake, that's a district game. That's a big game for Lake Weir. They need to win that football game.
So we'll keep you posted.
1st and 10 Knights. Ball sits at the 35-yard line. 3 wideouts to the top. Can't see who the running back is. That's Williams. He's going to head out on a flanker screen, but now Rucker's going to keep it. He runs on the draw right up the middle. He's out to the 20. He needs one man to miss. Gets a great block from
it was a
Darius
great block.
Thornton, but they're going to say it was a block in the back. So Darius Thornton cost his team 10 yards and 6 points.
That didn't look like it was a block in the back because he was on the side. He hit him inside his arm, so it didn't look like the back. But the official who threw the flag was 20 yards from the play in the end zone.
I've seen him call it from further away, Pat.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. I've seen him throw his flag 40 yards on the play.
But to be honest with you, it wasn't necessary. He was going to score anyway.
He was. But it'll still be a first down. Depending on where they call it from, it's a 10-yard penalty.
From about the 10. Oh, it looks like it's going to come from about the 13.
Yeah, so that'll be 1st and 10 Knights from the 23.
Still going to be a first down.
And, we talked about this within whether or not he was going to run the ball. That way it was a straight quarterback draw. They did a really good job of running that flanker or that running back wheel route to try to hit Tevin Williams out in the flats. And the linebackers just poured out to the flats, and it left a huge hole for Rucker.
I think Rucker's going to have their record for touchdowns called back for holds for a season.
All right, it's 1st and 10. 2 wideouts each way. They're going to give it to Rackert. Rackert heads over the left side on a jet sweep. He's at the 20, and he's popped right at the stick, right at a first down marker. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Well designed, well run, easy first down.
He's just so fast. Rackert can get to the line.
This is what I was hoping to see, the mix the run up all different parts of the field.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10. They're going to call it from the 13. Rucker looks over the line. He drops back. He looks to the right. He keeps it. Tucks, fires into the end zone. Incomplete. He threw it where only his guy who was intended for Tony Johnson could catch it.
One hand on as he dove.
Yeah, it was not a bad job there. I don't think he could have run it in. I like the throw.
He did have room to run, but I'm glad to see him make the attempt to throw the ball.
Yeah, I like the throw.
Kept his eyes downfield. That was awesome.
I don't know if he could have gotten more than 3 yards on the run. I like that call. Well placed ball, even if it was incomplete. All right, so here we go. Same formation, 2 wideouts. Williams is the back. They're going to send Johnson, check that, Isaac on the jet sweep. They're going to give it to Williams. He hits behind the herd, makes a man miss, jukes, bakes, shakes, and gets all the way up to a first down inside the 1 yard line, Pat.
Couple sweet moves that he put on linebackers, right, left, and right into the arms of the last defender, 2 yards short of the goal line.
He wasn't touched for the first 8 yards of that play as he was following Roberson, Sims, and Smith.
You are correct. Vanguard's having their way.
1st and goal from the 2. See if he throws it here. He's looking to the sideline for the play. They like to go quick. Dakari Thornton is up to the bottom. Waiting for the snap. There it is. They're going to give it to Williams. Williams walks in for a touchdown. That'll start the clock, Pat, as the score is 41-3 with 2 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Right behind the herd, as scheduled.
Antonio Smith and Denver Matthews led the way with Brock Roberson there as well. Another 6 points for the Knights.
And that will get the running clock going.
I thought it would happen in the first half. So now Mark Brodkin's going to be in for the extra point. The score is 41-3 Knights. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first half. There's a snap. Johnson with a hold. Brodkin up and good. It's 42-3 Knights. Pat, what do you think about this Vanguard offense tonight?
Well, it's their best showing of the night. A lot of big plays, consistently moving the ball, but they're not going to end up with a lot of yards because they've had such a short field, but they're taking advantage of everything that's given to them.
They've been able to do pretty much whatever they want. The only thing that has stopped the Knights tonight on offense is themselves, whether it was penalties or that one interception by Rucker.
Yeah, it just took a drive or two to get going what they needed to, and now we're starting to see Vanguard with their power football, with their depth, with their skill. It's showing through.
Well, you know, Coach Farmer, his team's 4-0, and he wanted to get the freshman Curry in at a lot of reps at quarterback and Rucker some reps at wide receiver. I'm sure they're going to do that now that there's a running clock.
I agree. And it's always good because those guys work as hard as anybody else all summer, all year. And a lot of them are young guys, and that's the future of this team.
All right, so Brodkin's going to be kicking. He's been kicking the ball very well deep. Back deep is going to be Haynes and Solomon for the Yellow Jackets. As they move now, the Knights are going to move from our left to our right. There's a kick. Another nice banging kick. It's going to be fielded at the 6. He heads up the middle, needs a block, doesn't get it. He's met there by a gaggle of Knights. The entire round table is there for the tackle, and it'll be right at the 15. And you know, Farmer's got to be happy with the special teams play. That's taking 20 yards away from what we've seen with the pooch kick.
Right, and they're putting it over in the angle by the sideline. Doesn't give the receiver many options to where to run. They're pinning them in. Everybody's staying in their gaps, and a very good special team work for sure. Stellar.
That's a perfect kick.
So it looks like the special teams are starting to catch up to the rest of the Vanguard offense and defense.
You have to return that ball. And with this Knights defense, with their speed, it's going to take somebody very special to break one. We've seen Haynes do it. He's got that ability. Let's see, who's the quarterback? Looks like A.J. Graham is back in there, yep. 3 wide outs. He's going to give it to the running back, and he's met for a loss of 1. Nice play there by the linebacking core of Leslie, led the way. And they're going to give him a yard, Pat.
And the clock is running. We're at 147.
Jordan Howard was also in there on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 42-3 is our score. And the Yellow Jackets have had pretty poor field position all game. Now the ball sits at the 21. They need to get to the 31 for a first down here on this 2nd and long. Graham calls for the snap. He's going to do a little toss sweep. They're trying to make a man miss, but he's met at the line of scrimmage. That's not going to work against this defensive speed.
Exactly. A little slow developing. They're just trying to spread it out, use anything they can, throwing everything but the kitchen sink their way.
That's not going to work. You're not going to do a misdirection, toss, sweep, cutback on this Vanguard defensive line. And again, Leslie, the middle linebacker, and Howard were there. Bryce Langston is too good on the defensive edge to let that go. So the Yellow Jackets come back to the line. 53 seconds. We are in a running clock situation. Pistol formation for Graham. He drops back. He's going to look to his left. Fires a deep ball, and that's intended, but it's caught by Daly. He jukes. He's at the 40. He wants to score here. He's all the way out to the 20 and runs out of bounds innocently at the 17-yard line. Daly with another pick.
The ball was underthrown. Daly was in perfect position. Easy interception. Takes it down the left side. A lot of open space. Just walks it out at the 17. And we got 34 seconds in a running clock, so we'll see what Vanguard can do.
Clock stops on the change of possession, but it'll crank right back up here. And again, Rutgers got great field position. They're going to bring the freshman in at quarterback, Steve Curry. Now Rutgers going to set up in the slot because there's 2 wideouts. Let's see if Curry can sling the ball around last year. He sure did beat the crap out of my team last year.
All 3 timeouts.
I don't think they'll call timeout.
Well, they might want to see if we can get on the score, no?
I don't think they'll do that. They're going to hand it off to Williams, and Williams has dropped down at the line of scrimmage. That'll be a gain of 1. They'll get 1 more play off. They're not going to call a timeout. They're up 42-3. Farmer's not that kind of coach. He's got another half. He's got 24 more minutes. Now they're going to give it again to Williams. He heads up the middle, breaks a tackle, but is brought down after a gain of 6. And that'll end the – who called timeout? Oh, the Knights called timeout. They do want to score, Pat.
Well, they get the freshman in there trying to give him some experience. I was surprised they handed off both times. Maybe let them throw. It's 9 seconds left.
When you have the best offensive line in the state, why not? You know, they've scored whenever they wanted so far, except for penalties. And let's get Tevin Williams some carries.
So there's 9 seconds. The ball's on the 10-yard line, so they'll get at least one crack at it here.
Yeah, let's see if they let I wouldn't be shocked if they try to throw the ball out there to Javante Rucker, one of the best wide receivers in the state of Florida,
so
if not the country.
Romo's going to be upset he missed this game?
No, not at all. He, from what I hear, he's been just an absolute stellar student athlete this year, doing all the right things. It's just unfortunate he's got that high ankle sprain, and
they take longer to heal by far.
They don't need him. That's how good this offense is. That's how good deep this team is. They want him, but they want him for the Gainesville game.
And we want to be there too.
We will be there.
Absolutely.
All right, so they're going to kind of run of a bunch set with Curry as the quarterback. Williams is the running back, and there's a delay of game of some kind, and it was intended for Rucker. As a practice play, it was overthrown.
Offside defense.
Curry's got to make that throw. But it was offsides on the defense, so it'll be a free 5 yards. Move everything a little bit closer with 6 seconds left to go. Knights are trying to punch it in here.
So they got a lot of options here because of how well they've been running the ball. But maybe they'll let Curry throw one.
It's 1st and goal. Ball sits at the 5-yard line. This will be probably the last play of the game, I would think, Pat. With only 6 seconds left.
The band's setting up for a great halftime show.
So here we go, bunch formation. He drops back, he's looking over the middle, he fires. Incomplete, intended for Travis Isaac. But that'll set up 2nd down and goal with 2 seconds left.
I think they called a timeout.
Oh, I see Brodkin coming in. Why not? Let the kid kick a field goal. He hasn't kicked the field goal all year. Oh, that's loud. Some static feedback coming back.
That's right. That's the alien in life talking to us.
Yep. So now you believe in aliens.
Why not?
All right, so Brodkin is going to be the kicker. Smith is going to be the snapper, and Johnson, sounds like a law firm, is going to be the holder. There's the snap. Kick is up and good. And the Knights take a 45-3 lead into the locker room.
That would have been good from 45.
That was a great kick by Brodkin. And we're going to step aside for the halftime break. When we get back, we're going to break down some of the games that are going on this weekend and around the league. But it's 45-3 here from Leesburg High School. You're listening to Vanguard High School football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Feeling creative or looking for inspiration? The Appleton Museum of Art has something for you with a full schedule of studio art classes and workshops for adults, teens, and children as young as 2 years old. Classes begin as early as September and cover a broad range of subjects for all skill levels, including drawing, painting, clay, mixed media, sculpture, and more. For more information or to register, call 352-291-4455 or visit appletonmuseum.org.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike's Got Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Honey Baked Ham has a new tailgate pack special. For just $19.99, a half a pound of delicious honey baked ham slices. A half a pound of smoked or roast turkey slices. 1 pound deli side. Choose from broccoli bacon bliss, loaded potato salad, etc. Plus 1 dozen King's Hawaiian rolls. How about doubling your order for $39.99? Call 352-861-0011. Or come to Honey Baked Ham of Ocala, 2709 Southwest 17th Avenue, Ocala. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
Hey, Dano, are we back?
And yeah, you guys are back.
Oh, sorry. Got distracted. They were throwing things up in the air and catching them. Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where the Leesburg Marching Band is on the field, walking around and throwing things in the air, which is always a big distraction for me, Pat. Pat, what do you got going on with the scoreboard around the league?
North Marion still no score. They might be in the lightning delay because it's still showing first quarter. But Madison County is up on Denellen 21-0 in the second quarter.
I think is that a district game?
I don't think it's a district game, but Madison County is one of the better teams in their division, their classification.
Yeah, it's they're a legitimate school. Any other scores? You got anything from that Lake Weir game, that Lake Weir South Lake game?
Last one we had was 7-7. We're trying to get another update.
So let's talk about so far in this first half. It's been all Vanguard. The score's 45-3. So the entire second half's going to go by pretty quickly as we have a running clock. But Trevante Rucker, he hasn't thrown the ball much. I think he's thrown the ball 2 or 3 times, and one of them was an interception on a miscommunication between him and the wide receiver. And then the other one was a perfect throw on a slant route for a touchdown.
His best night for sure, throwing the ball right on target, and only one overthrow a little bit.
And that was a miscommunication more than anything else.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, all year, the receivers have been open, but tonight he's hitting these guys in stride. It's working, and they're clicking on all cylinders. They get the ball to start the second half. We expect to see the freshman out there, give him a little bit of time. Like to see him throw the ball and see what happens.
Yeah, Curry should play the entire second half. And that'll give Trevante Rucker a chance to play some wide receiver. But on the defensive side of the ball, this team has been nothing short of miraculous. I mean, just Desmond Daly has got 2 picks.
And if it wasn't for Leesburg running the Wildcat, they wouldn't even have anything in the first half. Defense did their job. Like you said, the 2 picks, 1 take back for a pick six of over 80 yards. So the defense, again, being stellar just like the offense. Got one score that's a little further south, so it's the Villages in the third quarter up on Crescent City, 29-26. I think the Villages is undefeated. Those old guys down there can play pretty well, huh?
Well, what's interesting about the Villages is, they have that they have a little bit of a football factory with their Pop Warner team that's down there. And so what happens is those kids play together from the time they're like 8 or 9 until all the way through high school, and that chemistry means something.
And Crescent City has a proud football program, always done well. They have the ex-FSU player, Pooh Bear, taking care of them.
Yeah.
So they're usually in the playoffs.
All right, so let's talk about this weekend slate of football games, Pat. And probably the big one tomorrow is going to be Ohio State, Penn State. How do you feel about it? I mean, you got any thoughts?
Well, 2 great offenses, 2 great quarterbacks, but someone was saying every year it comes down to special teams, and everybody understands, turnovers, extra, punt returns, things of that nature, and a lot of focus on Urban Meyer with some negative attention. But he's got one of the best teams in the country. There's only 3 or 4 that look like they're lined up to make that playoffs between them, Alabama, Clemson, possibly Georgia, no?
Yeah, I don't think the voters are going to give Ohio State the benefit of the doubt unless they go undefeated and there's no other undefeated team. If there's like a win-loss, there's 3 or 4 teams. They're not going to give the benefit of the doubt to Urban Meyer.
I don't think so, but he does have a talented team, and like he always does. I was kind of surprised the way that all played out, and could have been handled better. But I'm surprised he got to keep his job, which I guess is good.
I don't think it could have been handled worse. And you look at it, and the Big Ten has had some major problems off the field over the last 10 to 12 years. I mean, we all know the Penn State story and
with Sadusky,
with how horrible that is, and it just gets worse every time you read. Another nugget will come out about
the Michigan State and what happened there.
The Michigan State.
With, with the Olympic doctor, with the gymnast.
Yes, Illinois has had issues.
That's why I was surprised he was able to keep his job. And, it's a good thing he doesn't talk to his wife.
Yeah. And those of us that follow the Florida Gators, we know what kind of program he ran at Florida. And, he had really 2 stints because he left because he needed time with his family and his health. And didn't come back the same person. But I think we now know there were a lot of off-the-field problems with his program. And the same thing happened at Utah. When he left Utah, all kinds of things came to light. And that's why he hasn't stayed at one place very long.
I agree. He got some questionable athletes. He did bring 2 national championships to the University of Florida. I guess we'll thank him for that. But there are a lot of people that I guess Urban Meyer fans that are happy with the troubles that he has. But it still should be a good game tomorrow night. The other game, a lot of tradition, awesome. 2 teams that means a lot to is Notre Dame and Stanford. If Notre Dame can come out of that, I think they'd be heading in the right direction.
That's a fun game, and Stanford is good.
Good defense, and what they did at Oregon last week, nobody saw that coming.
I really love their
17 points
coach.
that quick? Yes.
I really love their coach. And you know what I like? I like the fact that the coach just gets it. He understands that Stanford's a high-level academic school. He recruits his guys, and he says, look, I'm going to develop you. You got to give me 4 years. He doesn't want transfers. First of all, it's probably impossible to transfer into Stanford. But you're going to give me 4 years, and by the time you leave, I'm going to make you a really talented football player.
Definitely academically one of the best schools in the country. Definitely one of the best schools on the West Coast. So, and probably has the best sports program overall when you include all sports and everything they offer.
Second, maybe only to Florida.
I don't know. Maybe, they have that. I don't know. It used to be called the Sears Cup point system.
Now,
It's just they also offer every sport from water polo and all kinds of things that nobody else has.
Well, Florida is always good, and all of those other sports. Florida baseball team should be really good with a local boy, Fabian.
Judd Fabian. Yeah. He's a first-round draft choice. And he's going to be an early enrollee in January. He'll be able to play early.
Yeah, he's a talented kid. So, again, this weekend, anything else that really stands out to you as far as on the college level?
College level, the Gators got a big game there with Mississippi State. We already talked about Miami with the local product from Vanguard and the Cozy Perry doing well. And then we got Florida State. Hopefully, they can start getting things heading in the right direction. Isn't it awesome when all 3 schools are in the top 5 and everything means a lot more?
Yeah, that hasn't happened in a long time.
Right, but it's coming back. Too many good athletes down here.
Florida State's a wild. They're one head coaching contract away from being good.
Yes.
Which is a 5-year deal.
And the good news is football starts Friday night and we get it all the way through Monday night.
Love it.
We got the pro game on Sunday.
Starts Thursday night. All right, so when we come back, we really want to kind of talk about the NFL and Baker Mayfield and some of the new personal fouls on the quarterback penalties. But we're going to be right back. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Landscaping and design. Eric and Paul Reynolds. Bill Kaufman. Christine is the new landscape firm. Please visit our sponsor board at the main entrance and help support these companies and help and support us. Thank you and God bless.
I don't think we went to a break. Dan, if you're there, feel free to take a break. All right, so Pat, let's keep it here. While we have this chance, I really want to thank our sponsors, Life South Community Blood Centers. The Ocala Airport learned to fly today. First Federal Bank, right on the corner of Silver Springs Boulevard and First Avenue, right downtown on the square. And again, at First Federal, they're small enough to care, but big enough to matter. And Legacy Team Sports. Pat, I kind of teased the NFL. Baker Mayfield, talk about that. How exciting was it to watch him play?
Well, everybody arguing back and forth who they think the best quarterbacks are of the 5 that were taken in the first round. Obviously, Baker Mayfield went to the Browns first, Sam Darnold to the Jets, who got some early playing time, then Josh Rosen, who was upset he slipped to 10th. He's with the Cardinals.
He's going to be starting this week.
Josh Allen actually showed a couple positive things beating the Vikings last week with the Bills. He was the 7th pick. And then Lamar Jackson on the backside of that. A lot of people are comparing this class to the 1983 class of John Elway, Todd Blackledge, Jim Kelly, Tony Eason, Dan Marino, and Darrell Green, who were all quarterbacks taken in the first round. So only time will tell, but I don't know. You can't go against Baker Mayfield. And his jersey sales are like 10th in the NFL right now, and he hasn't even started a game. So do you think that has to do with the hard knocks? Or?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the Cleveland Browns won a game the first time in 20
and
games.
He came off the bench and did better than we thought. And a lot of people comparing him to Brett Favre, the gunslinger, takes chances. And
love it.
So
it's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch on the field and off the field. He's had a few issues there, but it looks like he's straightened that out. And looks like Sam Darnold, who's probably the most prototype quarterback in arm strength, size, everything, that the Jets got a good deal. And if he is successful, what do you think they're going to say across town with the Giants? Yeah, we took a running back, but we should have taken a quarterback with Eli Manning being so.
Well, they have a good quarterback sitting on the bench. Let him get a shot. I don't know.
Right.
And I'll tell you, any distraction right now this weekend with football games will be welcome after all the news this week with the politics that are going on. But, I will tell you, let's talk about the roughing the passer, because I think it's one of these things that the NFL is going to look back in 10 years or so, kind of like the catch rule, and say, what are we doing?
Well, what they're trying to do is protect their marquee players. Look what happened to Jimmy Garoppolo. I know it was his own fault on a run.
I mean, he was out of the pocket. There's no rule that's going to stop somebody from hitting him if he doesn't go out of bounds.
And that's why these receivers are making so much big money now, too, because everything is against the defense, easier for the offense. So it's all about scoring points, because that's when the ratings go up. And the ratings are up this year where they were down last year.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that they decided that they're not going to allow you to kneel. I know that was an impact on people I talked to, saying I don't want to watch it. Now, whether they did or not, I don't know, but I know that's what people said. But the roughing the passer, all you have to do is watch a Green Bay Packer game.
When Clay Matthews
makes
that was
a sack,
not roughing the passer,
and there were
ever.
2 of them, and it's form tackle, head up, hit him with his shoulder in the chest. He has no choice but to fall on him.
But if you watch the game from a year or 2 ago where Aaron Rodgers was sacked, picked up, pile-driven into the ground, broke his collarbone, and, he's one of the reasons we watch football.
Yeah, but that was a personal foul.
Personal foul.
I mean, they called a penalty on it.
No, they did not.
But they drove him in.
Drove him into the ground.
They didn't pick him up. Okay, I know the one where they drove him in.
And that's what started all this
football.
talk.
That's football.
No, the extra is what they're trying to keep away from. And it's almost like the Matrix. They said they got to control their body in midair.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But, they are looking to protect the quarterbacks, protect the players with this helmet-to-helmet rule and stuff like that. And it is an extremely violent sport. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster every year. And the contact is almost like a minor car accident on every play.
So who starts for Tampa Bay?
Well, you got to give it to Fitzpatrick there. And, just especially from his
You think he'll play?
No, yes, he had a bad first half. A couple of those balls were tipped, but he's still thrown for over 400 yards in all 3 games, and he's got 11 touchdowns. And
so you think Jameis Winston's going to sit?
I believe to begin with, yes.
Sorry.
So if he goes, and does something like he's been known to do, where it's difficult for him to play the whole season, but he is from Harvard, he's a smart guy. So.
Well, he went to Harvard. I don't know how smart he is.
And I think,
Jameis. He's got 8 kids. He needs to get another check.
Right. He's trying to keep ahead of Drew Brees, huh?
That's right.
So.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back, going to take one more break before the end of the half.
And I had one more score where Lake Weir was up on South Lake 14-7 in the second half.
Good for second quarter, excuse me. Good for Lake Weir. All right, so we're going to step aside. You are listening to WOCA, the source.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Clap your hands, raise your voice, and feel your heart soar at Dollywood's Harvest Festival in Southern Gospel Jubilee, September 28th until November 3rd. You'll enjoy over 500 live performances free with admission, with favorites Gold City, Mark Lowry, The Isaacs, and so many more. Marvel at the artistry of true craftsmen and revel in all the rich colors of autumn in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is one fall celebration that is truly heaven sent. Get your tickets today at Dollywood.com.
Feeling creative or looking for inspiration? The Appleton Museum of Art has something for you with a full schedule of studio art classes and workshops for adults, teens, and children as young as 2 years old. Classes begin as early as September and cover a broad range of subjects for all skill levels, including drawing, painting, clay, mixed media, sculpture, and more. For more information or to register, call 352-291-4455 or visit appletonmuseum.org.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where Leesburg is taking on Vanguard, and Vanguard's not being a very nice guest tonight. My name's Galen Unold. I'm joined with Pat McBride. The score is 45-3. We're about to kick off the second half. And Pat, you got an update?
Another update from the South Lake Weir game, 14-14, and these are two opponents that Vanguard is facing throughout the year. We had South Lake last week, well-coached team, threw everything at Vanguard that they could, and were crisp, run their offense, but just didn't have enough talent, and we will see Lake Weir in a couple weeks.
Great passing game over there by the 22 seniors of South Lake, which is kind of polar opposite of where Lake Weir is right now. Lake Weir's a younger team, a lot of skill position players. They've got a bright future, but they just have to figure it out.
They've been putting a lot of points on the board, but their defense has been giving up a lot of points. So.
Yeah, sure have. So right here, we're now 2 minutes away from kickoff as both teams are out on the field stretching. And we're going to see a lot of Steve Curry, the young freshman. I've never beaten him. He's beat me 3 times the last 3 years.
I think you worked with him all summer, 7-on-7. Correct?
Yeah, he sure did. Well, I played against him. He just kills us. I mean, he's so good for being a freshman. That's why he's on this team.
He's a dual threat, too.
But he's not. I don't think he's a dual threat. He's not the athlete that Rucker is. He's a little smaller. He's got to grow. He's still young. But Rucker right now is a better quarterback. People ask me that all the time. Why don't they play the freshman? And I really believe that Rucker's a better quarterback now. And more importantly, he'll be a better quarterback week 11 when it really starts to matter for this Vanguard team.
He probably has a little more upside, no?
We'll see. We'll see. At the high school level, you've still got to grow, but he throws a really pretty ball. And we're going to get the witnesses for the next 24 minutes of the game, as we're going to be in a running clock. And Vanguard will get the ball first. And so let's see what this offense can do.
Looking forward to it. Both teams back onto the field, waiting for everybody just to settle in. So we got less than a minute before kickoff. Williston is down to Fort White, 19-12 in the second quarter. Some of these scores come in a little late. Some come in late because of weather delays.
No score from that Trinity game?
No, that's what I've been looking for.
Okay.
And that was a good game. It was 0-0 last time we saw between South Lake and Trinity Catholic.
Yeah,
South Sumter.
South Sumter, and that game's at Blessed Trinity, or Trinity Catholic this year. All right, so we're getting ready for the kickoff, and again, the Knights will receive. The score is 45-3, and the Knights have scored every which way they wanted to. They've got 3 interceptions so far in the first half, as the secondary has flown all over the ball. They put a tremendous amount of pressure on this quarterback. And Leesburg's trying everything. They're trying to run the Wildcat with their running more of a wide receiver quarterback in Haynes and A.J. Graham. A.J. Graham's a senior. He's 5'11", 175. And he's just a little sore he's got a bad ankle, and that's been really limiting.
Got to give Leesburg some credit, being that they're outmanned, only dressing out less than 30 players. They've had a lot of injuries this year. They've actually, stood up almost as long as they possibly could to the over-talented Vanguard team.
They kept it under 50 in the first half.
Correct.
So here we go. Leesburg's going to come out and kick it. It's Mataugi. I'm not going to say that right all day. Probably the last time we'll get a chance to kick, I think. But now you're going to see a lot of clean jerseys on the Vanguard side. The back deep is still going to be Williams. I'm looking the sidelines to see who still has their shoulder pads on.
Must be some inclement weather to the north of us, because North Marion East side is postponed at this time.
And there's a kick. It's a pooch kick. Fair caught right there at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Stephen Curry and the Herd, as Howard catches the fair catch right at the 30. 1st and 10, Knights.
Mark Oates is the head coach at Leesburg here. He's in his second year. He had an awesome quarterback last year, Division I prospect.
Sure.
And put a lot of points on the board.
Yeah, they're 0-4. It's a tough season. So Curry's going to come to the shotgun. Williams is the running back. 2 wideouts each way. They're going to give it on the jet sweep. He's going to hover over the right side. He's got a hole. He's got 10. He's got a man. He gets a block. He's over midfield, and he's brought down at the 47-yard line. Nice run there on the jet sweep.
Gain of 24, and we got a Leesburg player down.
Jamari Thompson.
Number 24.
On the carry.
1st and 10 Knights on the 47-yard line.
Yeah, there was nothing but open field once he turned that corner. Good open field tackle by the last Leesburg player that could have made a tackle.
So the offensive line, the starters are going to stay in there, but everybody else looks like a second-string player. Lots of new names and new faces and clean jerseys. He drops back, he fires over the middle, and it's nearly caught. Good throw. That should have been caught that would have been an easy touchdown.
Yeah, it was a down and in, and the receiver was wide open. Hit him in the hands. Had to extend a bit, but almost hit him in stride.
Jelante Dewasi.
Back to throw again.
He drops back and he fires. Miscommunication there with Dewasi. Almost picked off.
Receiver didn't turn around, didn't know the ball was coming. They only one out of shot. That was a defensive back in his hands and out.
So that'll set up a 3rd down and a 10 here. Let's see if they go back to the ground game with Williams. Rucker's going to come in at wide receiver, set up inside the slot on the top. You got 2 wideouts each way as they bring in all their starters. Johnson's in the game.
Changing the play.
Sure are. As Curry looks to the sideline for the play, he's going to be in shotgun. To his left is a running back, Williams. He surveys, he calls a snap. He's going to give it to Williams. Williams has 8, 9, 10, 1st down. And more as he carries, and the Herd gets the 1st down.
Leesburg was thinking pass. It was almost like a delayed run, and it was open the whole way on the left side.
Roberson and Merriweather Lewis, who are the left tackle and the left guard.
No one touched them
they
for
had
9
10
yards.
Yeah. They had 10 yards without being touched.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go. 1st and 10 for Curry and the Knights. He drops back, looks to his right, fires a deep ball along the sideline that's intended for Rucker, and it's dropped as he goes onto the track.
Good throw. Only put it where his man could get it. A little bit overthrown, but it would have been 6.
Yeah, that ball tailed away and into the sideline. And Rucker ran a really good route. He was open. Just the throw just didn't.
The old hitch and go. He pumped and then had good defensive coverage. Perfect throw would have made it, but wasn't there.
The defensive line for Leesburg hasn't gotten past the line of scrimmage tonight. The Herd is rolling. 2nd and 10. Curry drops back. Now he gives it to Williams. Williams heads up the middle and gets an easy 7 yards before he's brought down by a defensive tackle who turned around and caught him from behind.
That quick opener's been there all night, like you said, with the offensive line of Vanguard, just creating good-sized holes where nobody's touched to the linebacker secondary.
Yeah, Denver Matthews is the center, and he created that hole. 3rd and 5. Curry gets the snap, drops back, fires over to the right side, and it's caught. And that's going to be a touchdown, Vanguard.
Yes.
Nice catch and run there by the big fella. Perfect pass by Curry.
Hit him right in the hands. Hit him in stride.
Bennett with the catch.
Made contact 3 or 4 yards before the end zone, but he was not going to be denied.
Little stop route there.
Yep, but he was able to get a full head of steam going.
Yeah, he came back, maybe a hitch, maybe a stop route, but he stopped after about 15 yards turn, and Curry put it right on him. And Bennett then breaks a tackle to get into the end zone. It's 51-3. Knights, 7:30 left to go in the third quarter.
And we're getting to see what we thought we might. A lot of guys getting to play, backup quarterback throwing a couple nice passes.
Making me go deep into the roster.
Yep, and the protection was there.
All right, Brodkin's going to come in. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's movement on both sides. We'll see what they call.
They're going to call it against the defense, so they'll move the ball about a half a yard. In any other game, this may be a chance where you go for it for 2, but no problem, no reason to do that now. Must have been pretty obvious for them to call it in this situation.
Yes.
Clock continues to run. We're going to be on a running clock the rest of the night. There's a snap. Good hold by Johnson. Kick is up, and it's a good one. It's 52-3 Knights with 6:40 and counting here in the third quarter.
Good mix of pass and run, mostly pass. Good results.
So now they're going to stop the clock for a change of possession. I didn't think they stopped the clock on the tie. I guess they do.
Yes.
6:30 left to go in the third quarter, and the Knights have done everything right tonight. One small blemish, which was the interception by Rucker on his first pass. Second pass went for a touchdown on a great skinny post. Hits a guy in the chest, and he walks in. And if the Vanguard could run like this offense, this high potent, it's going to be a long season for the rest of the district.
I think they're just starting to warm up. They've had a great season so far. I wouldn't say everything's gone their way, but they've definitely been the more talented team than anybody they've played so far.
Now, next week they're going to be off. It's a bye week, which will allow them to get healthy. And believe it or not, they got more weapons coming. Glover Cook will be back. Leonard Emmanuel, 5-star wide receiver, will be back. And that'll give a lot of people a chance to get healthy and then over the next 2 weeks before they host Gainesville.
And we thought North Marion might be their toughest game of the year, but it looks like Gainesville could take that.
All right, so Randall's a late guy coming in, just a freshman. So in to kick is going to be Logan Swift. Their rotating kickers are going to let him take a deep because Brodkin's probably sore. There's a nice high kick. It's going to land at these 5-yard lines in the corner. He needs to make a man miss. That's Haynes. He does. He gets out to the 20, breaks a tackle, spins ahead, and gets out to the 23-yard line. Haynes is a special kind of kid. He's a good athlete.
Good kick, good coverage, and good effort to make a run back. I got a score right now, Madison County, 42, Denellen nothing, second quarter.
Running clock. Yes. Another running clock against the Tigers.
Yes.
That game's at home, too.
Trinity Catholic up on South Sumter. Looks like they're finally getting that game going, 8-0 in the first quarter.
Wow, must be a lot of rain in Marion County.
Yeah, because Hawthorne, Keystone Heights, just north of that, has not started.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Leesburg as they work from our left to our right. They trail 52-3. A.J. Graham's going to be the quarterback now. They're going to try to throw the football around. They're going to run an H-back now with only 3 wide receivers, 2 each way. They're going to give it to the running back, and that's Solomon, and he's brought down after a loss of 3, and it looks like the Knights starters are still in there on defense.
Probably play one series and maybe mix it up, give guys different reps, but they will definitely go to the bench. Everybody will play tonight. That's what Coach Farmer told you earlier.
Yeah. Nathan Leslie just came off at middle linebacker, so they made some changes at linebacker. Bryce Langston is not on the field. But your starting cornerbacks are, and why not? They're young. Let them play.
Lake Weir at the half is up on South Lake, 21-14.
Good for Lake Weir.
That's 2 teams pretty evenly matched.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 10, 4:30 and counting. Here in Leesburg, they're going to do a toss sweep left. He heads to the left side, and he's brought down after a 2-yard gain. A lot of white shirts. Looks like Tanner Sims was there for the tackle.
It's difficult for Leesburg to get anything going where Vanguard's controlling both sides of the line of scrimmage.
You know, Tanner Sims loves to play defense more than he likes to play offense. He's just a really good guard for Vanguard.
Must be fun for you to watch these kids from when they're in the Pop Warner
it is.
age, you know, over in our MCYFL, which has got some great, rich tradition, unbelievable players. A lot of guys that even made it to the pros from that league.
Yeah, especially some of these freshmen and sophomores that are now in the game. It's just a lot of fun.
And you see them, and they still call you coach, right?
Sometimes. Now they act like they don't recognize me because they're big time. All right, he's going to drop back. He fires a deep ball along the left side, but it's flag on the play. They're going to call pass interference. Not sure. I guess they was arm guarding him. That was they're going to call that on Tevin Williams.
It's a little bit further from us. He was covered all the way. No way they were completing that ball.
The cornerback was in front of the wide receiver, and I guess they're going to call the arm block.
And there was some contact, but it didn't look like the contact happened before the ball got there.
Oh, check that. That's Randall. That wasn't Williams. That was Randall on the coverage.
15 yards. I guess that's better than the spot of the ball, right?
He's a sophomore, 5'10", 175. He's got a twin brother who's just as fast. Who's only a freshman. 2:54 and counting here in Leesburg. 52-3 Knights. It'll be 1st and 10 Leesburg as they move from our left to our right. Ball sits right at the 40-yard line, and A.J. Graham's going to bring his team to the line. He lines up in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. To the top is Haynes. The deep back is Solomon. He's going to drop back, fires into the flats. He's got to make a man miss. Solomon tries to, but he's popped and stopped after a 4-yard loss.
And that's supposed to be almost like a quick wide receiver screen, but it went for a 3 or 4 yard loss. So
it's just too slow.
And it wasn't just like one defensive player was there, plenty of them. Westport in the 4th quarter to Orlando Edgewater, who's an excellent team, undefeated, is down 69-7.
Until Westport figures out how to play defense and doesn't, and they decide they don't have to throw it 50 times
They're
a year.
the biggest school in our county, and that's a murderous district for them down in
Sure
Orlando.
is.
That's a long ride.
Just a road trip, yeah. All right, so they're going to give it to the running back, and that's Solomon. He's brought down after maybe a gain of a half a yard. It's 3rd down and 12. 140 and counting here as the Knights lead 52-3. We're going to continue to try to get you some scores from around the league.
Dixie County up on Taylor County. That's a big rival, you know, out towards the Gulf just west of us. They're up 22-20 in the 4th quarter. Both of those teams, one is 1A, one's 3A. The Bulldogs of Taylor County. They're the Bulldogs in their orange and blue colors.
They are.
Figure that out.
All right, so here we go. Graham's going to come back to the line of scrimmage, pistol formation. And he's going to look back. He fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was just really scared of that. It looked like he never set his feet. He's been under pressure all night long, and he got a little squirrely. And now it's going to be 4th and 13, and they're going to bring in their punter, and that's going to get the Knights the ball back.
Another score, the Villages up on Crescent City, 43-39, a shootout, 4th quarter.
And Dan, back in the studio, if you can find a score for that Trinity game, that would be great. See if the North Marion East side. Yeah. That would be great. I'd love to know that score.
We were wondering if you got started.
So Leesburg's going to punt. Back deep is Williams. That's not a pretty kick. It's an end-over-end bouncing thing. Bounces at the 40, and it's going to stop right about there. Looked like one of my 9-irons. It'll be it's right at the 39-yard line. Look more like a lob wedge, I guess.
No, it's your 9-iron.
Say that again, Dan?
It's your 9-iron. It's okay.
So that North Marion was canceled. So the North Marion East
side.
They
did cancel it. Wow, that's not a district game, but
not surprising in Florida with all the rain and thunderstorms, and we saw that they were located all around the state. We were lucky they weren't to the east of us. We did have a delay, but not enough to postpone or cancel this game.
So here we are. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter. It's going to go pretty fast now. It's 52-3 Knights, and we're going to step aside. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Feeling creative or looking for inspiration, the Appleton Museum of Art has something for you with a full schedule of studio art classes and workshops for adults, teens and children as young as 2 years old. Classes begin as early as September and cover a broad range of subjects for all skill levels, including drawing, painting, clay, mixed media, sculpture, and more. For more information or to register, call 352-291-4455 or visit appletonmuseum.org.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School, where Vanguard has taken over after a punt. It's 1st and 10. Curry drops back. He fires it on a slant to Rucker. Rucker's got it at the 40. He's to the 30. He will go into the end zone for a 60-yard catch and run by Trevante Rucker from the freshman, Steve Curry.
How sweet was that, Galen?
That was pretty sweet.
Right over the, ran a post.
Just ran it was like a 10-yard slant.
There was only one man around him, and he just outran him to. I think Rutgers enjoying that position tonight. What do you think?
That's his first catch of the year, and why not let it go for 6 on a 60-yard catch and throw from freshman to sophomore?
Might see that for a while.
And just to let everybody know how good Trevante Rucker is, that's his real position. He was wide open, and then once he gets the ball in his hands, he's gone. So it's 58-3 now for the Knights as Logan Swift has come in for the kick. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 59-3. That's going to look good in the paper tomorrow, isn't it, Pat?
Especially the freshman stats. Is that 2 long passes he's completed for touchdowns?
He's good, and he's comfortable, and he's in rhythm, and there's no pressure on him.
That last ball was the best ball he's thrown all year.
That was a rocket ship.
Hit him right in the numbers.
He could throw the football. There's no doubt about it. Nobody's ever questioned his arm.
Just got to get used to the varsity speed when you're moving up from one age group to another. It just takes a little adjusting.
Yeah, he also doesn't look like a quarterback with that number. He's got to get. The problem is I think he wants to wear number 12, and number 12's got a kicker. So, and the kicker's a senior, and they're like, the senior's going to get it freshman.
For now.
Next year he'll be wearing 12. If you look at Vanguard and its quarterbacks, they like to wear those single digits. Whether it's Dante wearing 8.
And as many good quarterbacks as they've had over the years, even the last few years. Like Glover last year and Cozy Perry.
Yeah.
And that's the only position that they're waiting, to brighten up the rest of the team. And tonight that is happening.
So there's a whistle. The clock doesn't stop. Are they calling too many men on the field for Vanguard? Yes, they did. They called 12 men, so that'll move the ball back to the 35.
That's one way to pin
from
them.
The kick.
12 guys. We've heard of the 12th man, but they're usually in the stands.
Yeah, and the stands are dead quiet. I haven't heard the band. I think they've dismissed them. They had a good halftime show.
Jimbo Fisher.
I'm just glad we're not outside. You're the MVP tonight for getting us in here.
Yes. We were in, we were out, we were in. They felt sorry for us.
It's 50. Hey, sympathy works.
We didn't realize we were supposed to bring the sunscreen.
That's how I got married. It's pure sympathy. Pure sympathy.
Puppy dog?
Yeah. She felt sorry for me. Then I grew on her like mold. All right, here we go. 59-3. And Brodkin's going to do a little squib kick, goes right up the middle, field into the 28. That's A.J. Nope, that's not Franklin. Who is that? It's Gilchrist. He's going to go to the 32. And, hey, that's really good field position for these Leesburg Yellow Jackets.
They've had a long season.
It's going to get longer. It's only halfway through. They're going to be 0-5 after tonight. The Knights will be 5-0.
And anyone who knows the history of Lake County and Leesburg knows there's a lot of talent down in this area. And Coach Mark Oates told me he's trying to change the culture here, trying to, get the kids to buy in to what it takes to be a winner.
All right, so they're going to bring back in Hayes. He's at more of a wildcat quarterback for Leesburg. Shotgun formation. Behind him is Solomon. He's going to call the snap. It's not a good one, but he picks it up on a hop. He gets out, picks up 8 on the bad snap. Looked like it hit the center's butt.
And the ball was on the ground.
Yeah, off the snap, it bounced off.
Quarterback picked him up and did positive yardage, 8 yards, no?
He's such a good athlete. Such a good athlete. Small guy, 5'8". And so now coming into the game, it will be Robinson as the wide receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as the Knights continue to shuffle men on and off. A lot of clean jerseys back there. A lot of guys trying to make their mark here. Pistol formation. He waits for the snap, sends a man in motion. The Vanguard defense shifts. Haynes is going to keep it over the right side, and he's met. And he's popped after a gain of 1, and that was a hard-fought 1 yard. As he was popped, that'll set up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he was in the backfield trying to find a hole, could not find one, lucky to get the 1 yard.
Yeah, nice play in there by several Knights. Incredible defensive line. Came in and really got good penetration, especially on the left side.
Vanguard impressive tonight on both sides of the ball.
Andre Jones, the defensive end, had a really nice play there. We don't talk a lot about him, but he makes plays. So here we go. We're still in that pistol formation. They're going to have 3 wideouts with an H-back, more like a fullback position. He calls a snap. He's going to kip it on a draw, and he's popped, and he's loses a yard. They went to the well one too many times. Helmets go flying. And that was a heck of a play by the defensive line.
I think Vanguard's defense had a meeting in the backfield of Leesburg there, and everybody was on time.
It's a great play, great penetration, and they blitzed the linebacker on that play. I don't think there's no chance that this guy's going to throw the football, and everybody in the stands knows it. People in the concession stands cooking burgers knows it. Haynes going to stay in the game. 4th and a long 2. It's a big play. 5:42 left to go in the football game. And he's going to run over to the left side. He's going to option it out wide open. That's going to be enough for the 1st down. And that's Solomon. And he picks up a good 20 yards. Knocked out of bounds at the 33. And there's a flag for a late hit. He hit him after he was well outside. He was in the white.
The second person did. There was 2 guys in on the tackle, and it wasn't necessary. He was already out of bounds.
That's sloppy. No reason for that.
But that was a great call on the option, something we haven't seen all night.
Yeah,
everybody keen on the quarterback.
Yeah, especially with a young team, a young defensive line. They over-pursued trying to make something special happen, forgot the fundamentals, forgot their gap integrity. And that's going to move the ball all the way out to the 20-yard line. 4:50 left to go here, and Leesburg's going to call a timeout. It's 59-3, and I want to really thank our sponsors, and that starts with Legacy Team Sales. If you're looking for something for, heck, you guys do just about anything there. Maybe your office, maybe you're the team mom of a team, maybe you've got a group of people that you want to recognize with all kinds of cheerwear. That's the place to get it. School uniforms. You guys do it all. Also,
we even have guys that will come out and see you at your place of business.
Who would do that? Milton, or would you do that?
I've done that. Milton does that. Seth does that. So.
Do you mow grass? Can you come over and just mow my grass?
Just my own.
Okay, because I got to mow it tomorrow before I sit on my butt and watch TV.
At least it's slowing down. Have you noticed?
Oh,
finally?
My gosh, mine is growing like a weed. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to have to turn off the faucet just so I don't have to water it.
As long as it's green.
Yeah, well, the weeds are green. Ocala Aviation, First Federal Bank, and Life South Community Blood Centers. So here we go. We're out of the timeout. The clock restarts. 4:43 left to go. Vanguard continues to shuffle people on and off the field. Pistol formation for Haynes and Leesburg. Haynes looks over, calls for the snap, drops back. He's going to throw a little fade pass, and that is incomplete. Almost caught it by Robinson, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Ball was well thrown, but it was well covered also.
Yeah, well done. Well done there by the defense, and now there's a stop. Man falls down on the field for an injury, and that's going to allow us to step aside. You are listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Clap your hands, raise your voice, and feel your heart soar at Dollywood's Harvest Festival in Southern Gospel Jubilee, September 28th until November 3rd. You'll enjoy over 500 live performances free with admission, with favorites Gold City, Mark Lowry, The Isaacs, and so many more. Marvel at the artistry of true craftsmen and revel in all the rich colors of autumn in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is one fall celebration that is truly heaven sent. Get your tickets today at Dollywood.com.
Welcome back to Leesburg High School. Haynes is in the shotgun formation. He's going to roll out to his left. He's pressured. He's hit. And he's brought down for a 7-yard loss. That'll make it 3rd down and 16 for Leesburg. And now, Pat, they need to regroup, and they're going to call a timeout.
Well, they're in good field position, best field position for Leesburg in the second half. They want to take advantage of this drive and see if they can put some points on the board before this game concludes.
Yeah, and on the defensive side, it's just really kind of to preserve not allowing a touchdown here. 3:26 left to go. Scores 15-9-3. You have any updates over there, Pat?
I got the Villages again. We've been watching that game with Crescent City, fourth quarter. Villages 50, Crescent City 47.
Dan, were you able to find anything with North Marion and Eastside?
No, I was looking for Trinity, and nothing there.
Okay. Yeah, you said that game was canceled.
Yeah, North Marion, Eastside was canceled.
Yeah.
And Trinity is still 8-0 in the first quarter, the only score we have.
I wonder if Forest gave up another score while during this game.
Before they got on the bus?
Yeah, because of last night, just one more touchdown.
They're in that rebuilding mode.
Sure are.
New coach this year, Ray Green.
59-3. There's going to be 5 wideouts now for Leesburg on this long 3rd down. He's going to be pressured up the middle, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Great penetration there by the entire defensive line.
I think they got savvy to it because earlier in the game, that's the kind of play that was working for Leesburg, and the defense would have nothing of it. Defensive line didn't let him out of the grass.
George Monroe on the tackle. I don't know if that'll be a sack or not, but it was close. And now they're going to bring in the field goal kicker, much to my chagrin because I haven't figured out how to say his name.
It's going to be a 43-yarder, 44.
Matugi, Matiugi.
Big kid.
2:50 left to go. This will be a 42-yard kick, high snap, and it's blocked. He was lucky to even put his foot into that. He's lucky he's not hurt, but now he's limping. That was a bad idea. Horrible snap. But it'll be a turnover on downs by the Knights.
The high snap killed it. 5 Vanguard players were in there. I don't even know how that ball got kicked.
He kicked the Vanguard Knight, and he paid for it. He kicked somebody right in the shoulder pad, and that's probably not the best place. But this will give Stephen Curry another chance. And now you've got all the starters on the bench. Nope, still got the offensive line. Some of them there. Roberson's in there. Denver Matthews is still in there in the line. And Tanner Sims. Tanner Sims doesn't want to come off the field. He'll play tomorrow if you let him. 1:56 in counting. We're in a running clock situation as Curry looks over. He's going to give it to the running back, and that's Williams. He dances, prances, spins. He's out to the 30. He's over the 40, and he's out to the 45-yard line. Check that. That's Zion King on the carry, and there's a really late flag, and I don't know who that's going against.
But he fumbled on the play, and it's Leesburg's ball.
Not if there's a penalty.
Every time we've seen that, it's been a hold.
There's a penalty on the play. That was behind the play. That's a personal foul. It's just a matter of who it's against. Oh, it's against Vanguard. They're going to call that on Tanner Sims. Tanner Sims got a little nasty. That was a nice run by Zion King up until the end.
He was stripped of the ball as he was being tackled just outside the 40-yard line.
And so Leesburg's going to take their final timeout here in the fourth quarter. 1:06 left to go in the game, 59-3. Vanguard leads. Zion King on the fumble, and I think that personal foul was on Tanner Sims. He was getting into it with one of the Leesburg players behind the play.
Got an update on the Village game again, 50-50 now. They hit the century mark in the fourth quarter.
Are you kidding? Wow.
A lot of offense down there.
Jeez. Anything from that Westport game? Is it
that was over?
Uglier?
I was afraid to look.
That's too bad. I think Brian Maurer has a chance to be one of the finest quarterbacks to ever come out of this. I think he's in the John Brantley mold.
Yes.
Where they throw the ball a ton. I think we've had a lot of great quarterbacks, but I think Dante was the best football player to ever come out of Vanguard High School in Marion County.
Mr. Basketball.
Could just do anything.
Drafted by the Yankees.
In the third round. He could have done whatever he wanted. If he wanted to be a professional badminton player, he could. Ball is tipped in the shotgun and nearly intercepted by the Knights, but great penetration there by Vanguard. And Vanguard's looking to score.
Well, they're coming after the quarterback now. They're just bearing down.
Really impressive, this defensive line. Andre Jones was there.
And Leesburg's offensive line has been outmatched all night, but it looks like they're getting tired, got hands on the hips.
Yeah, they're not nearly as deep as Vanguard. They've got a lot of injuries. Vanguard's got 40 kids on their roster. Monroe was in there on the tackle too. This 2nd and 10, this may be the last play. Haynes drops back, fires. He's got a hitch route. It's caught at the 20, 15. He's got a man to beat, stiff arms him, and is run out of bounds at the 7. And that'll be 1st and goal for Leesburg.
They got to hurry up, though, less than 10 seconds.
And they're going to call, I thought they already used their final timeouts. But it'll be 7 seconds left to go.
Last play of the game.
Nice little throw there by Haynes, and really nice run by Isaiah Burt. 59-3, 0:07 left to go in the game. They need a secret agent play here to try to get a touchdown. You got any scores, Pat?
No. Too many games look like they've been postponed for now.
Just a matter of running out the string now. It turned into a really gorgeous night. Lightning went away. Beautiful field. 2 good football games. It's been a well-played, clean game. Hasn't gotten chippy, which can tend to happen in this situation. They put 7 seconds back on the clock, so we'll have 14 seconds left to go. Haynes is still your quarterback. He's been very effective tonight. 59-3. Running clock. So this may be the last play of the game. Here we go. Haynes is the quarterback. He looks over. Stack wide receiver to the bottom. He drops back. He rolls out to his left. He's under pressure from Monroe. Heads back over the other way. And that's not going to work. He circles. He fires into the end zone for a touch ball. Or jump ball, and it falls down harmlessly. Jordan Monroe with great pressure on the quarterback, and that's how it's going to end.
That's how they draw it up.
So, Pat, we have a final. It's 59-3, and we have a lot to talk about. But first, we're going to step aside. You're listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Creative or looking for inspiration, the Appleton Museum of Art has something for you with a full schedule of studio art classes and workshops for adults, teens, and children as young as 2 years old. Classes begin as early as September and cover a broad range of subjects for all skill levels, including drawing, painting, clay, mixed media, sculpture, and more. For more information or to register, call 352-291-4455 or visit appletonmuseum.org.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Welcome back to Leesburg, Florida. We're on the campus of Leesburg High School, where the Knights have just stuck it to the Yellow Jackets. The Yellow Jackets had no sting tonight. but the Vanguard Knights were lancing them all over the place. 59-3 is our final.
I think they scored every way possible.
Yeah, they didn't score on a return, right? They didn't have a punt return or a kickoff return. But they did everything right. This defense is very, very special, Pat. We knew coming into the season the offensive line was going to be great, but now it seems the rest of the team is really starting to become great.
Well, I like what we saw tonight, even though Leesburg was outmatched when it comes to the athletes of Vanguard. We've been, hoping to see the improvement in quarterback play, and we saw that from two players. The quarterback Rucker's been out there all year, and then Curry coming off the bench as a freshman. So they threw the ball extremely well, ran the ball well. So it was just a complete team effort, start to finish.
Yeah, they probably threw the ball less than 10 times.
Right, and there's always things coaches will complain about. There was a few penalties here and there. There was a couple turnovers. But overall, Vanguard's got to be happy. Doesn't seem like there's any injuries at this time. We'll have to get with the coach later. But Vanguard came down. You always want your team to do what they're supposed to do when they're a better team.
Well, next week they're off.
And they can use that because it looks like Gainesville and them. This is going to be an awesome game. That's going to be great. So please come out and join us.
Yeah, let's look at
the home game, isn't it, for Vanguard?
Yeah, it sure is. Let's look at the rest of this game, the rest of the schedule. So they're 5-0, ranked number 3. They just put up 59 points against Leesburg, who's not having a good season. So they have, in the coming weeks, they got Gainesville High School at Booster, right? That's a good game. They got Lake Weir High School at Lake Weir. Then they play Forest, which Forest blew out this Leesburg team. But we'll see what they have. And then they have Oakleaf at Booster. They've got, 4 more games on the schedule, and they're going to be heavy favorites in all 4.
And when the season started, the expectations of Gainesville, there's a lot of question marks, especially since they have a new coach, even though they always have some talent there. And then they got blown out by Columbia, but now we're starting to see how good Columbia really is. And I think Gainesville and them, look what Gainesville did to Forest, one of our local schools, even if they're in a rebuilding year, they put it to them. So
Gainesville's legitimate. I said that when I got a chance to really talk to the coach at your house, really, at Legacy Team Sales.
The media day.
When you guys had the media day. And, they were good last year. And he said, we're going to be a lot better this year. We're going to shock some people.
Ex-Gator player, Pat Miller.
Yeah, and, and Lake Weir thought they were going to be really good, but Gainesville handed it to them. I think this Gainesville team is going to be, on the rest of the schedule, I think they're the only team that can play with them.
And for the last 5 years, what has Vanguard Gainesville been?
Special.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Every time you think, wow, who's going to win that game, who's got the upper hand, the other team wins.
I covered every game that Dante played after his sophomore year. And that team, his senior year, really had something going. But they had some tough games. I remember the games with Buchholz, which was tough. They were challenged throughout the year. This Vanguard team really hasn't been challenged. Even the North Marion game, although it was kind of close, it wasn't that close because Vanguard was in control.
Coached. They were able to hang with Vanguard, and Vanguard easily could have scored a couple more times to put that game out of hand.
Yeah, and Vanguard's only getting better. This is a scary good team. We knew at the beginning of the season that's why we wanted to follow this team, because we think they can be special. The question will be, how special can they be?
We're going to find out next game. They do get a week off, but this is exactly what they needed before that. They expected, to beat a team that they definitely overmatched. But the improvement of the quarterback play, we saw some really nice, crisp passes, and before we saw the pocket clean, they had time to throw, and the passing game wasn't there. Tonight it was there.
Sure. They ran the ball when they wanted to run the ball. They created turnovers, the turnover chain. They might as well just name that after Daly, as many picks as he's got this year. But really special team. And I want to thank everybody for listening and watching it on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else. And spread the word. We're really proud of the broadcast that we do. And spread the word. Let people know that we're out there. Feel free to share it on YouTube and Facebook, and spread the word that you can listen to great high school football right here.
And Gainesville's going to be a special game, so please come out and support your local Vanguard Knights at Booster Stadium in 2 weeks from now.
First home game in four games, so it'll be 5 weeks since they've been there when they played Buchholz. But That's it for tonight. Pat, do you want to add anything? Or?
No, I think Coach Farmer's done a good job. It's not his first rodeo. He's had a solid team for the last few years, the best team in Marion County, and I'm looking forward to him using that experience to keep this season going and see what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah, I want to thank Dan back in the studio. Thank you, Dan, for allowing us to play on your radio station, and thank you guys for listening. For Pat McBride, I'm Galen Unold. The final from Leesburg High School, 59-3. The Vanguard Knights win. You've been listening to high school football right here on WOCA, The Source.
Just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Sling Bow, a new front